Steve. Will you fucking play with me? God. Fucking Steve. No, so...
Cyst is great content.
Cyst is great content. No, I had one, and there's a picture and you can see it, and it's from that show 100 years ago. And I finally am done dealing with it, and that's why I did that. So,
but you're saying there was a Rude Awakening show only 5 years ago,
or maybe it was
in
like
2020,
2020, 19, 6 years, 7,
wow,
18, something like that.
So pre-COVID,
I can't.
You know the show I'm talking about, Steve.
I can't think of it though.
My timeline being accurate stops in like 2006. Probably around the time we started Ignorance, because I was out of my mind at that point, and then went on like a decade and a half of different therapists and head meds and things that just kept fucking me up more and more. To like,
those always work.
Just ended this like last summer, where I was like, okay, I can just be a normal guy.
Real estate.
Yeah.
So give us the band.
I don't know if that's normal. Are we going now?
We're going.
This live now?
Yeah.
Give you the bands?
Yeah.
How far back you want me to go? All the way to...
Drug test, dude?
I mean,
up?
there's before that. I think it's... So I had some shitty bands in high school. Like I had a band named called Rim Job. We played like 2 shows. I just saw a flyer the other day I had a band called Social Riot Squad. And I think we only did 2 shows. One was in the hayloft of a barn somewhere in rural Maine. And then the Bridgeton, Maine Town Hall. But there was a band called Pinko and the Action Boys that we played with, and our singer got in trouble for mail fraud, and his mother. We were in high school. His mother grounded him, like when she found out. Like that, it's so funny the idea of getting grounded for doing a crime.
Federal mail fraud.
Oh, you murdered somebody today? You're grounded. But yeah, like so he couldn't go to the show, so Josh from Pinko and the Action Boys sang, and he didn't. I mean, I didn't even know the lyrics, and I was in the band. So he just, every song, he said, this one's called Big Motherfucking Wrestler. And he just screamed random shit. But every song was something about the wrestler in his estimation. Like, we hadn't even recorded anything. So, like, I didn't know what the songs were about, what they were called. But yeah, for real bands that actually anybody heard and would remember, it started with Break It Up. That was me and Josh Hines. We met Johnny Limit back in those days. He was doing The Limit.
What a lineup. And
we used to, Johnny wasn't in there, but I just bring it up because like that was kind of the genesis of like everybody I became friends with, and my whole history in the world of hardcore and punk started with Break It Up. And it was so weird because I knew Josh from going to shows. I grew up in Maine. He was in New Hampshire, so we'd cross paths, but like I never hung out with him. He was just like, here's the kid in the varsity jacket, X'd up at every show, you know? And like, we were pit bros. Like, and there was no social media.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, we never connected.
The dark times.
Right. Like, well, is that the dark times or is now the dark times?
Oh, it's way worse now.
Yeah,
no, it's
right.
like, physically it was dark.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't want to shit all over social media because it's done some great things too, but like, there was some fucking purity lost, you know, by having it. But so anyway, I moved to New Hampshire. I followed my high school girlfriend down. She got a job, big job at Walmart, a management position at Walmart. And we moved down to Portsmouth, and I was working at Audubon Payne in the Fox Run Mall in Newington, New Hampshire. And Josh comes by, and here's another sign of the times. He was flyering for a show he booked at the mall. Yeah, you know.
No, you still do that. You got to still do that for sure.
I've been doing it for comedy shows now. I went outside a Sebastian Maniscalco show, handing out flyers.
Yeah. Guerrilla style, dude.
So you got to do the barking.
Yeah. I'm so new to comedy that I didn't even know it was called barking.
Yeah.
Like the dude I went out with, he's like, "Hey, I'm going barking." I'm like, "What the fuck are you just saying?"
Where that idiot that sits out on the side of the walk and he's just like, "Hey, comedy show here."
Oh, I thought you fucked up instead of fucked up word. What does that mean?
Barking. It means so you in comedy. Everybody talks about it like when you're getting your start, you're just a flyer guy. Right. So you sit on the sidewalk, literally handing out flyers, being like, "Hey, comedy show, yeah, comedy."
In New York City, there's a block where like there's like a ton of comedy clubs, and they're fighting for people to come in. But it's New York City, so people are walking around all the time, so they can hang out there and be like, "Hey, come see the comics. We'll stand out," and they can bust balls with people walking by. Like it's it's almost like they're doing crowd work on the street. At least that's how I played it. Like some lady, it was some little old lady when I was handing out the flyer. I guess Jeff Dunham was coming to the Snoo Arena in Manchester like later. She's like, "Oh, is this for the Jeff Dunham show?" I'm like, "How dare you accuse me of puppetry, lady?" She just looks up at me all sweet and she's like, he's very funny.
You traumatized an old woman.
And you're like, yeah.
She was like, he's very funny, you know. Where
You're
were
like, yes,
we
it
at?
is for this.
But anyway, yeah, Josh was flyering in the mall, and he comes walking by, and he like does a double take. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" I'm like, "Oh, I just moved here like last week. Got this job." He's like, "Oh, come to my show," and handing me a flyer, and it was at the what used to be the Safe and Sound in Rochester, but I don't remember what it was called. The Right Attitudes or something.
Making a real life friend. That's crazy. In person. Hey, man.
Yeah.
Come to my show.
Well, and then
A lost art.
I went to that
Yeah.
show, and then he was part of Rich Casey and him were like booking shows together. I think I might have that off a little bit. I think Rich was involved in this specific show. It was called Function Fest in Dover. They did a couple years. Function, it was like some skateboard company or something that sponsored. Bane and American Nightmare played that year. I went, and that was like that day. Josh was like, "Hey, we need a singer for my band. Come practice." So we did, and that was Break It Up. I named it. That was named after a SSD song that sucks. But I was just going through like classic hardcore song names. I'm like, that's a good name. Yeah, so that, and then after a couple of years, our drummer quit, and we just decided not to replace him, and drug tests started shortly after that. Yeah, and I never played an instrument really in my life. I played drums in actually that Social Riot Squad band I talked about earlier. I was the drummer. I couldn't play drums. Like I had no business ever playing drums. I have no business playing bass, and I did that for 20 years.
You still don't need to know how to play drums.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, but I was the worst of them.
Actually, I'd argue that drums is what you do know how to do.
A little bit.
Because everybody follows the drums. Everything else you can kind of like...
As long as you can keep like a 4/4 beat, you're good to go.
But that's all I could do.
Yeah.
Was a 4/4 beat, and I would
Good enough.
I would pretend I could play the I don't even know what's called, the fast beat in hardcore.
That's when you focus
D-beat.
and you don't do anything with the pedals, and you just do this.
Yeah, well that was all I did.
Yeah, that's the trick.
But yeah, I could kind of pretend to do that. But yeah, so drug test started, and like Josh was like, "You're gonna play bass," and I'm like, "I don't know how to do that." He's like, "Yeah, you do. You're fine." So he came over and literally like put my fingers on the strings where they're supposed to go.
Yeah, no, been there.
And said, "Hit this 4 times, hit this 5 times, whatever," until I knew the songs. I recorded actually on the demo. It's the only thing I ever recorded an instrument on, other than like practice shit. I recorded on the drug test demo, and then I was
Not
like,
to jump ahead, didn't you write all the walking lines on the Yellow Switches?
"Oh fuck no, man!
Why?
Are you
Where
kidding?
Did Dude, all right, so
How many times have you seen me play bass? You thought that I was playing those things?
This is why I've been fucking confused for fucking... Chase lied to me, straight up. He straight up lied to me. He's like, he told me
is
you
he
wrote
trolling you?
Yeah. He's like, Alex wrote
He knows I'm
stupid,
terrible.
crazy bass lines.
No way. No,
Shout
that's
out,
all
Chase.
Brandon. That's all Brandon. Brandon is a savant. I remember one time, I forget, we were like recording something, and Fat Man, we were leaving, and he's like, "Man, Brandon's one of those idiot people." And I was like, "Yes, exactly." He was trying to say idiot savant, but I was like,
One of
"Yes,
those
exactly.
idiot people."
Brandon is one of those idiot people." No, I didn't record it. I recorded backup vocals on Yellow Stitches, and some clapping. What song do we clap on? Was something on the Sick Mind
I don't
EP?
fucking know.
We were clapping. That's all I've ever recorded. I never even attempted to record bass. I mean, even if Brandon played it exactly the way I played it, just punched up with the guitar, like he's gonna do it way faster. I'm gonna need 5,000 takes, but he's so amazing at those bass lines. That's all Brandon.
Playing to a click is also way different.
Oh,
Like, you should be
we,
able to, but
nobody,
it's way different.
Nobody in Yellow Stitches could play to a click. We tried on Good Times, Violent Crimes. We went through, I think, one song on a click, and then we were like, "Oh, this is going to be a 6-month recording, and we're going to spend fucking $50,000 doing it. No more click track." And it's like, I don't know. It's not like Kyle has bad rhythm. Like, it's just... Nobody knows it's not to a click track. Nobody knows it's not perfect.
I think people
Who gives a
almost
fuck?
prefer that these days, is because if it's too on point, people are like, it's a little robotic.
For sure. And you're like never gonna
polished.
emulate it live, which I never emulated the bass live. I never tried. Like there was some I had to do, like in home. There was like a little bass line that I have to play because it's me alone. But like everything else, I literally just stare at Fat Man's hands or whoever was next to me. If like playing with Austin for the first time was like fucking funny because like everybody's everywhere. We don't get to practice, and like me and Austin next to each other is like neither of us know what we're doing. So it's like I'm trying to follow along him, he's trying to follow along with me, and we're just fucking each other up because neither of us are playing it right. That's fun. Who cares? It's I always said like
pays attention.
well, it's like some of the shows that people have told me that was the best I ever. I'm like I didn't know a single thing the whole time.
Yeah, I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think I played a single song correctly. So
Yeah,
I'm glad you liked it.
My pedal was actually off the whole time.
Yeah, nobody pays attention to that shit. As long as it's like entertaining, nobody really gives
Right.
a
I mean, yeah, with Yellow Stitches, it's about the sing along.
It needs to sound real. That's the thing. Is
Yeah.
If especially with pop punk or hardcore in general, but not pop punk. I'm sorry, oi. If it sounded so,
I mean, if he wasn't yelling, it would be pop punk.
you get what I'm saying? Like it's yeah. I didn't even mean it like that, but yeah, I just more so meant like that sound or just anything. If it's too polished, it doesn't sound.
Hey, you said you were gonna get in your Instigate shirt, so I wouldn't be the asshole wearing my own band shirt on the pod. The fuck you just
timed that on purpose?
you set me up.
All right, let's, yep, we gotta
You
do it.
set me up. No, the other thing about your pod that I was glad to see a mic stand because I saw the Keith episode and he had to hold his mic and I was gonna make a joke.
So that was the first episode we did that like that.
Yeah.
And quickly realized it was a mistake.
A lot of comedians do that,
Fuck
but
Keith.
they're used to holding. Yeah, fuck Keith. No, I was gonna ask you if I was gonna say I'm glad to see that the mic stand's not whites only.
Yeah.
But then I got here and apparently it is. You assholes! What the fuck? Did you have to send him to a different bathroom while he's here? What the fuck's going on?
This house is very segregated. Yeah.
No.
I'm gonna call him on here, and you guys are gonna have to argue now.
Oh yeah. Fucking. I mean, he's the perfect person to make jokes like that.
He's a
100.
man.
He's been trying for like a year and a half now to get me to say the N word. I'm like, no, I.
That's
Trying to
his
give
bit, dude.
everybody the
That's
pass.
his
Yeah, like you. I mean, you're okay with it.
Yeah.
The rest of the world, no.
Yeah. Just make sure you fix that mic to point it towards you.
I got it.
No, you don't.
He clearly thinks you don't.
Right. Sorry. First time.
Yeah. So yeah, drug test, and that was my first band that I like anybody knew about. I mean, Break It Up, our friends were into it, and we had a good time locally. But it's the first time I ever went on the road. We did a full U.S. tour with Outbreak. I mean, that was where I really became like part of the scene, like all over, like, you know, really found myself ingrained in hardcore, and like then. That didn't last very long. Nothing I do lasts very long. Yellow Stitches did, but I've quit twice. So, like...
I was there for one of them.
I feel like Yellow
Yes, you,
Stitches.
were. You came outside to make sure I was all right.
Dude. I had no.
I had an overreaction that night, but still, it was probably best that I moved on.
I feel like Yellow Stitches is also one of those bands that like it's a forever band because they can just find whoever
Iconic.
wants to play.
Well,
it.
that's what we've talked about, too, because it was like, you know, why ever break up? It goes fine playing a couple times a year, you know?
Yeah.
And like, how many bands break up? They have this big, fancy last show.
And then reunion.
Less than a year.
Yeah.
Like, less than a year. And it's like, it almost seems like a gimmick, like a ploy to get more attention nowadays. Like, these reunion shows are 10 times. You're like, nobody ever came
Yeah.
out to see this band. And now they do a reunion. And, I mean, some of the bands that do that, yes, people came. Like, Have Heart. Everybody was there when they were current. But it's
Right.
like some of them
We
you
all
see-
knew that would happen, though.
Oh yeah, I mean you always know. I mean it's like you kind of laugh at it now when a band breaks up. Like and it's not. It's kind of sucks because if they actually do never play again, nobody. It's like the Boy Who Cried Wolf now. Like people aren't going to go to that last show because they're like, I'll see him again anyways. I mean, what Death Threat's last show was 20 something years ago now.
Which one?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But like no, the Wongford, the Wom leg.
I said it
American
the other
Legion.
day. This would be on. So we just had Kane on, and we were talking about the Revenge show and the kid that just died, and how R.I.P. Jeff, by the way. How hardcore bands or even oi bands or just adjacent bands, they don't ever really break up because if somebody dies, you're gonna play, you know. Like, for the most part.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
like
yeah.
benefits and things like that. Right time, right place.
Who do
So
you
it's
hope
just-
dies to get one of your old bands back together? It's a perfect podcast question. Who do you wish death upon so that you can have one nice night?
Yeah, who's expendable? Some band nobody gives a fuck about but me.
Yeah, so that was a mood killer question.
Nothing's a mood killer on this.
So I'll go back to my storytelling of, so we did the drug test thing. That broke up in a couple of years. We were only around maybe 2-3 years. Like, the band started in 03. We were doing a reunion. Speaking of bands that don't stay broken up, we were doing a reunion in 07. So it was a very short-lived band, but we played a lot. We did the reunion only because Josh Hines was in some legal trouble, and we wanted to fundraise for his attorney fees.
Again, right time, right place.
Right.
Another reason to play another live show.
That's always a reunion show thing. I mean, we weren't friendly with the singer, like, by that point. Like, it was fucking awkward as fuck. Yeah. But it was like everybody just kind of sucked it up for the sake of money. Like, it sounds terrible, actually. And then what did I do next? Ignorance was a bunch of friends of mine from Maine. I grew up in Maine. Bass player Dave I went to high school with, and he had been doing bands with guys up there. Jay Lowlife, legendary Maine band Lowlife. Like, I mean, there's like 4. Now that's changing, but for like a long time, there were only like 4 bands from Maine that people really knew. I wouldn't even say that Lowlife was quite one of them because they didn't really tour or anything, but they played every big show up there. Any hardcore band that came up, they were on the show. So they were like the band for a while, and then there was Outbreak, and Cruel Hand came along, but now, I mean, you got all kinds of Gumscab and other bands like that are coming up from Maine. So Maine's like really super on the map. But anyway,
I had a buddy that was in a Spit Your Teeth, Moody.
Oh yeah.
That was the one band I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Like,
Spit Your Teeth was like a sister band of the bands that these guys in Ignorance were in before. I don't know if I don't give a fuck. They used to call them Shit Your Pants. I can't remember. There was a backstory to that. But who cares? Who gives a fuck now?
Shout out TJ.
I don't know if that was a public thing, but it is now. I'm gonna get beat up next time I go to Maine.
Lore.
I didn't say it. They said it. But yeah, Ignorance. We didn't do a lot. We did a couple tours with Word for Word. We didn't do a lot.
Yeah, but Ignorance was understated, man. Like, it's still being talked about. The pictures just went up today.
I thought you went on a deep dive trying to find those pictures for today.
No,
I didn't realize they had just getting
that was
posted.
crazy. Yeah. 2 in a row. Fucking drug test and Ignorance.
Mm-hmm. Fat Man texted me. I shared the Ignorance picture from Return to the Pit. Shout out to Rev.
Shout out Fat Man.
But no, Fat Man DM'd me from the story, and he goes, "My white Ignorance shirt got completely ruined with another man's blood. That later became, that was the night of the How Was Your Walk Home on Two Broken Legs from the Yellow Switches song." I was like, perfect. That's a perfect connect my whole life together tidbit I can throw on this pod. It was like on the way here. He sent me that.
The Yellow Stitches songs are truly iconic.
What's fucked up about all of that is those, I say this all the time, those were fucking, the statute of limitations were not up. Some of those cases were literally open while we were recording those songs. It's insane to think about. When I think about, like,
this happened, let's write a song about it tomorrow.
Like, what the fuck are we thinking? Let's write this song admitting to this crime that we could still be charged for.
Drill oi.
Makes no sense at all to do that.
Capitalize on current events.
But yeah, right. But I mean, Fat Man was untouchable. It's just like lucky rabbit foot up his ass that he's never done jail time. Like, I mean, holding cell, but
no
like,
legend.
No.
Yeah, I mean, you guys. I don't know why he's not sitting here. That man is fucking hilarious and will talk to you forever.
Give it time.
Forever. Little less without the old nose
on,
candy.
I figured, fuck it, why not?
Yeah, no, I know.
Like,
yeah.
Which I thought was cool.
I can talk. I pod a lot.
Yeah,
known Potter.
Yeah, known Potter. I know how to do this. Ignorance. And then while we were still doing Ignorance, Yellow Stitches formed. That was, so Captain was the brainchild. That was his brainchild. I'm phrasing that wrong. He just came into we lived together at the time. We owned a house together. We got foreclosed on in 2009. That was actually, Ignorance song Fortress of Scum was about that house and how much I fucking hated the fact that we bought a house. And honestly, when we got foreclosed on, it was the best thing that ever happened in my life.
And
was
it
losing that
inspired your
fucking
career
house.
path.
Well, so I sell real estate. I don't think we talked about that yet, but I'm glad I went through that experience, honestly, in my real estate business, because That's the worst thing that can happen to you as a homeowner. Like it was fine for me. But like I've dealt with people losing their house where they didn't want to lose their house. It's fucking terrible. You know, especially like people have been in houses 20 years. I had one a couple years ago where the lady's husband had killed himself in the house, and like it's just everybody sees like and agents push this like the like happy side of real estate. Oh, you got your first house. Oh, you had a baby. You got the upgrade.
Yeah,
It's not like that. I mean, it's a lot of death, divorce, hard times, job loss, medical
your
issues.
first house is never your like. Nobody ever dies in their first house. You know what I mean? Well, except for here.
Not anymore.
Well, the original.
Some
owners
people
of this,
do.
The original owners of this house I bought it from their kids because they got old and one of them died. One of them got put in a home.
Well, you don't see that very often either. Like the original owners living their entire life.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen
Oh, you
really
could tell.
anymore.
You could tell.
Those are the best though. Like I bought a house, a Old Cape in Manchester. It was my first house with my wife. I'd owned that house with Captain that got foreclosed on, but my first house with my wife in Manchester, and it was owned by the same couple since like the 60s. He had been dead since the 90s. And like it was just so much old French couple. West side of Manchester is all French people. Like you go to the Chez Vachon on the west side of Manchester.
Fuck the French.
You're dealing
dude.
with a LaChance right here. You
Listen,
know?
I'm in the same territory, but fuck them.
Oh, okay. Cool. Come to think about it, I don't even think I know your last name.
That's fine.
Yeah, I mean that's normal in our world, but that's how you usually figure out people's nationalities.
That's how he unveils it to the world.
I'm Canadian American.
Yes. Well, that's what the west side of Manchester is. And if you go into Chez Vachon on the west side of Manchester, you still, on a Sunday morning, you'll hear a bunch of old guys sitting around talking French. What's the point of that? Oh, yeah. So it was an old French couple that owned the house for fucking 50 years or something. And like the guy had died like in the 90s, and I was still getting mail for him like 2010. Crazy.
How much wallpaper?
Oh yeah, the whole thing was the kitchen and the hallway down to the bedrooms was all this fruit wallpaper.
You should have seen this place.
Fuck you know about wallpaper.
I'm having PTSD because when I bought this place.
Oh, you lived here. That's right.
That's right.
I lived here for a couple
Dude,
years.
my wife hated it so much, but I have stripped wallpaper.
It's fucked.
It sucks, and I was like, I'm not doing it. You
was the
go
worst.
ahead and strip it. And she like spent like a whole day and got like 10 feet down the hallway. And she was like, no, I'm not doing that. So we brought in a painter because she started it. We had to finish it. So we hired a painter to get rid of the rest of it. He fucking lost his mind. He's like, yeah, no problem. I got a system for wallpaper. He's like, this is the worst wallpaper I've ever dealt with in my life.
Yeah.
Bro,
I'm like, see?
You
You
get into
can't
like
just
the
like
horse
sand
hair.
it or anything.
We bought a steamer and it caught on fire.
Nice. That's perfect.
I forgot
you remember
about that? Oh my god, yeah. So the wallpaper was so bad because half of it was like horsehair or whatever they used to use for it.
yeah.
So I got
Asbestos.
like whatever it was. So I got a steamer and started doing the walls. And after the first like few hours of using it, I turned around. I was like, we're in the next room over. I'm like, Steve, what's that smell? And I come over and I'm like, oh, steamer's literally in fire.
There's a glowing orange ball
Glowing
in the plastic tub of water.
Yeah, we caught water on
That's
fire.
not supposed to happen.
Yeah, I know.
We caught water on fire.
I mean, fucking, you should get
What are you
a
supposed to
Pulitzer
do?
Prize for that, shouldn't you?
it was
What are you
I think
supposed
that's
to
for
do?
books.
with wallpaper.
Yeah, like do you just put like a heavy primer and paint, or
No, so you pretty much to try to get it off. Like there's solutions that people
what
make
if you
for it.
fucking don't? What if
Water,
you just wanna
water.
go?
paint over
People
it,
do it all the
but,
time.
yeah.
It's the half-ass way to do it, but you
Yeah.
can do it.
The landlord method.
Yes.
of course.
Yes.
I mean, like painting half a room because that's all the only part that's going to be on camera. You
yeah,
know?
exactly.
That's yeah, just a half-ass way to do that.
Motherfucker, you asked to come here.
Doesn't mean I'm not going to make fun of you. Your fucking whites only mic stands and your fucking your half-painted room. Jesus Christ. Yeah. So yeah, well, wallpaper sucks. That's the point.
Yeah,
of this
there
whole
is
thing.
no easy way to approach it.
That's the whole point of this podcast.
Yeah.
Wallpaper sucks.
Wallpaper sucks.
It's
That's our
wallpaper sucks.
grievance.
Yeah.
We're airing the grievances of
All
wallpaper.
wallpaper.
Yeah, so Captain, we owned the house together, got foreclosed on, and yeah, it is great that I got foreclosed on. Love it. But he just comes in. I don't remember the exact. I feel like he just barged into my room one day, and I think he had already bought this pink guitar, this first act pink guitar.
Hell yeah.
From
The Walmart
Toys R Us.
special or something.
That I think they had the price labeled wrong, and
Trash talk style.
they were like, oh, that's not the price. He's like, fuck you, it is the price. It was like $10 for a guitar,
love
real
that.
working electric guitar.
Just took the sticker off something.
I want to say he didn't, not to put it past him, but I don't think he was never the stealing type. But I think it just somebody else had maybe done that before and got cold feet or something. It was labeled wrong. I don't remember. 9 times out of 10, I tell a story related to him, and then he corrects me later. So, like, he'll listen to this later, and here's the 10 things you said incorrectly.
He'll
But
have to come on.
we'll just put it in record.
His episode will just be debunking everything you said.
And he doesn't like to take any credit for Yellow Switches because we did so much after him, but it wouldn't exist without him. I mean, he should take the credit.
Shout out, Captain.
Yeah, but yeah, he's like, let's start an Oi band. We're gonna play instruments we've never played before. He had never played anything, so he's like, I'll play bass, you play guitar. You've never done it. We had Nate, who was in Word Forward at the time, came and played drums. He wasn't really a drummer. We knew Brandon could sing because he had done some singing parts on the Word for Word records, so we're like, Brandon will sing, and we just the idea was just like, hey, a bunch of guys that don't know how to play their instruments. We're going to do some Oi songs. We're going to tell some stories. We're going to just wing it. And I mean, those first shows were rough, but people liked it.
Yeah,
and we're
that's all
like,
that
and then Fat Man heard what we were doing. He's like, I want in on this. And then that's what made it a real band, because he's just a fucking genius at writing little ditties. And like, I believe ditties is exactly what he would call it.
No Diddy.
Yeah. We're also big Puff Daddy fans, just his work at home, not his music.
So was he the only one kind of... Damn.
Yellow Stitches supports Diddy.
You know, it's fun. What people would trip people out is like when we would go on the road and they'd hop in the van with us to, like, you know, go to dinner, or like we were crashing at their house, whatever. We'd always be listening to that like band Fun. Like some nights I can't even remember.
With, what's his name?
Some
Nate
nights you
Roos
stand
is the
up,
singer.
something like that. I don't know if I can remember now, but we were always listening to that, and like trying to think of what else. Like we were just listening to poppy shit all the time. Like we never listened to anything like fucking aggressive.
I hate when anything down-tuned hits the tour van. If I'm in the van and I got to listen to something with a fucking breakdown, I hate you. Whoever.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, nightmare fuel.
I mean, you don't want to fucking be at a hardcore show multiple nights in a row and listen to hardcore during the day.
I don't want to be at a hardcore show.
Oh, I know that, and I don't either now. I mean, I'm with you. But
I'm gonna go, but I don't.
in the time I was into doing it, I feel like you've never liked it.
Never.
Why
once.
are you? I mean, you're doing a podcast talking to hardcore dudes. You've played in multiple bands. You're at every show. You're in a certain organization that's at the forefront of it. Why are you here?
They won't
An
let
enigma.
me leave.
See, that's what happens.
He's
That's
an
what
enigma.
happens.
Just when I think I'm out, they
Pull me
Pull
back in.
Yeah, fucking
Traps,
yeah.
dude.
But those are the people who don't really want to be around are like my favorite people. You know what I mean? Like, because like you're called there for some reason. Like it's like it is part of your life for the right reason.
Oh, I'm just talking shit. Yeah.
Well, I know that,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I'm more likely to find you hanging outside than in the pit.
I'm a huge parking lot guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, and always was too. I mean, I look back at the Anchors Up days and how much I just stopped by there the other night and took a picture of myself in front of Anchors Up, and I was like, I was thinking about it. I'm like, I probably spent more time in this parking lot looking at the outside of the building than I did inside.
It was just too hot in there.
Well, it's also that Josh would assign me the task of making sure people weren't drinking outside. I would get that task quite a bit. And like,
Yeah, hi, you're not our friend. You can't drink out here. They can. You can't.
no, nobody could drink outside.
Bullshit.
And actually, he would get well. There's some people it's just hard to fucking tell no. You like it's not that we allowed it. It's just like, all right,
What are you
well,
gonna
I
do?
fucking give up.
Yeah.
The best was what's that fucking band? It was in Oxblood was up, and I mean they roll with some fucking wild people. They were like fucking climbing in the trees, fucking drinking, sitting up in the trees out over the river, like fucking wild guys. But that was a night where I was like, Josh, I can't do it. I'm not like everyone's drinking outside. If the fucking police show up, you're getting shut down.
Do you
Like,
remember the
I'm not
soundboard
stopping.
scandal?
Scandal?
Or like whatever the thing that hit Facebook, everyone was all fucking mad about it.
No.
Some band showed up and needed to plug in and do their soundboard. And
Oh,
some
that happened
some
like
shit.
once a fucking week. Some
Oh, it did?
fucking
Okay.
techie nerd fucking metal band would show up and be like, "Hey, can I plug this in your soundboard?" And but if it was me, I was like, "No, I don't know how it
You have
works.
a PA, dude.
No clue. It's here for the vocals. If your band needs, here, I'm gonna go on record right now. Your
Right, here
band
we go.
needs the fucking soundboard for anything than the vocals. Your band sucks. There's one of my friends is gonna go, I like to plug in my triggers or
So
something.
you're not a fan of DJs? I'm just curious.
Well, that's a whole different thing. I mean, that's a different fucking element. But
They still suck.
let's put it this way: if you're playing a club that holds under 200 people legally,
Okay,
fuck
yeah.
you. You don't get to plug anything. Bring your own shit. If you need extra shit, just bring it. The best was all the bands in that era that would come in with the fucking, because we didn't have monitors. And like that was common. They were playing these small rooms that didn't have monitors, but they like to stand up with, put their leg up on the monitor and shred. They brought their own little what? It has a name?
An ego box.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like a
We just call it
that's
an
a
ego
thing.
box, yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm using that from now on. But yeah, they bring these fucking little black spray painted plywood
Don't
boxes.
even plug them in.
I have never been in a tour band that had room
Yeah.
for even the equipment. I don't understand.
Well,
Like,
it's
how are they?
because they build their own little boxes and they put lights in them to glow out their own names.
first of
Fucking
all-
suck my dick.
First of all, I'm not bringing anything to a show. You're lucky if I'll
Not
bring
even a
my own
mic.
bass.
I did the full U.S. Drug Test Outbreak tour with no bass. I brought a bass. It broke the first night, and I used Joe Lacey's the whole rest of the tour, which sucked because thankfully we played before them every night, but he would bleed all over the fucking thing. And I'm like, I'm just fucking swimming in his blood. Luckily, it was the dried blood from the night before, so not as bad.
Not
But he was
fresh.
punch his bass. He didn't play like a single note that whole tour.
Hell yeah.
Just punching his bass and fucking smashing his.
Do you got a problem with that?
No, I don't, because like
cool.
it's he probably still sounded better than I do. Like
That happened
but-
to me on the one U.S. tour I did. We drove 20 hours to Evansville, Indiana, and then we had to play last on a 17-band bill after the locals, and I was fucking furious as it was. It was 1 a.m. Plug all my shit in, there's a tear right in my cab speakers, 2 15-inch speakers, both of them torn. So there's video somewhere on YouTube of me just putting my fist through the cab repeatedly.
Oh, that's actually there is. I forgot about that
Yeah.
fucking video.
There's a fucking.
It's in the Gator King music video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the...
Oh, it's in a music video.
Yeah.
There's a fucking grievance though. 17 band bills.
Yeah.
Book another fucking show next week.
Tell me you can't promote a
It's
show.
a festival.
100%.
Yeah, well, and if it's a festival,
That's
it
a
better be a
fucking- here's
banging
one.
lineup
Yeah.
top to bottom. If you're actually gonna do a festival, like you just don't book fucking 17 random fucking.
it's a big
I
thing.
did that when I was like 15. I learned my lesson the first time I did it.
It's
I
a
booked
big thing
I booked a
with-
10 band show. I was like, oh, that was dumb, and then you see immediately all the reasons why it's dumb.
Yeah.
It's a big
2 p.m.
grievance here.
First band, dude.
Yeah.
Doors at 11.
Or it's fucking, we're going to start at 7 and everybody's going to have 15 minutes and a 5-minute set change. Nobody can change their set except for COA in 5 minutes. That's the only band I've ever seen able to do it. I literally, I
You
remember,
can if you don't bring anything.
I remember, well, that's true. If you just walk up like Kyle does in at Yellow Switches shows and goes to the drummer before him, goes, don't move any of that, I'm using it.
Yeah.
Not, he doesn't ask, just, I'm using that.
No, yeah. You just, 'cause it's got, listen, I got to play.
But I remember seeing Colin. It was a Lowell. There was that room up in like, it was like in a dorm building, but you had to go up an elevator to get there.
Was it
Oh.
in Fox Hall?
Foxhall? Yeah.
Yeah.
COA was playing, and Colin walked as soon as the band before them got done. Colin runs up and he just starts looking at a watch or timer on his phone. I don't know. Maybe he actually had a stopwatch. That wouldn't put it past him. But he's just staring at it the whole time. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? And as soon as they were ready to play, he's like, 4 minutes, 37 seconds. That's how you fucking set up. We're calling for Arabia. And I was like, that's right there.
Yeah, dude.
Like Yellow Stitches, we just have to spend most of our fucking time trying to find the guys. Like before, like we didn't have to set up. Somebody else would always do it.
You want to talk about the This Is Hardcore set, or?
I wasn't there.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, no, I wasn't there for that. Chubbs was playing. Chubbs, our friend Tim, who lives out in Texas now, but he took over for me the first time I left. I believe he played that show. He actually wrote Queen City Eve when he was living out in Texas before he was in
Queen
Texas
City.
and he came. I think he was in Texas and he came back, but he just he didn't have a band. And he wrote a song and he was like, "Hey, this is for you guys. Go ahead, use it." So,
Manchester, Texas, of course.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it was perfect because it's our best song. It's literally no. You don't agree? What's
Well,
your
it's
top?
it's the most.
It's definitely the most well
notable.
known. I used to make
Yeah.
jokes all the time.
Music video and
We'd
Yeah.
play some shows where it's the only one that people went off for. I'm like, what are we, fucking one hit wonder now? Like, what the fuck? But yeah, no, I always say that was our best song, and we didn't write it. not that the rest aren't good. I mean, there's nothing that I'm not proud of. So even though I had nothing to do with it, didn't record any of it.
Home, I think, is probably.
Home, yeah. There's another one. Fucking mocking the police while the case is still open.
I want to go
Fucking
home.
song. Yeah.
But that's not. All right, look, if we're gonna talk about, that's why people like it.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
yeah.
'cause,
I know. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
a
no,
lot
it
more.
was
people-
real.
Yeah, exactly.
Real, and that's like Skinhead, like Josh singing about that stuff. I mean, one of the Boston shows, he made the joke. He's like, "Oh, Statue of Liberty," but yeah, it's those songs are impactful and amazing. That's one of the fucking greatest bands out right now. But like,
Skinhead's immediately iconic.
but those are kind of older stories. Like
Yeah.
doing the stories in the time period is like a whole fucking other thing. What's fucking hilarious is when I search, I don't know if it's like different for everybody's algorithm, but when I search Skinhead on Spotify on my TV in my living room, the first three things that pop up are the band Skinhead, so it gets it right. Then Black Skinhead by Kanye, and then
Which at this point,
Yeah.
then Yellow Switches.
I mean, it's onto something.
Yeah, I mean, fucking Kanye's great. I'm not buying the T-shirt, but he's great.
did you see the fucking pendant? He got a fucking blinged out chain with the fucking symbol on it. Dude.
The symbol. We can't even say it. We can't even say it. We're
I
afraid
can
of the
say it.
word.
I'm trying to fucking not get our
Yeah.
shit taken. This whole episode's gonna get fucking ended.
Hey,
The symbol.
you guys are the ones segregating your podcast studio. Fucking don't yell at me about it.
That's gonna be the thing now. Every time a fucking black dude comes on the show, I'm like, no, you have to hold the mic.
Wish we wouldn't.
We have to hold the mic.
Yeah.
Justin had to hold the mic too. I don't want to hear it.
All right.
Oh, that's true.
He's got the muscle density for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. I mean, if anybody can hold a mic for an hour, it's definitely Justin.
You got a problem
how
with
did-
holding
how
a
did Ju-
microphone?
how did
You're
Ju-
a fucking stand-up comedian.
How
You got a
did
problem holding a microphone?
how did I would have done it?
He sat
I
over
ca-
there.
I can't.
Next question. Why you got a problem with holding mics?
I was gonna say. I mean, Justin doesn't fit through that door to begin with, but
Actually, Justin and Keith and myself, we're all the same height. Like, we're all like the same height. So Keith hit some shit over here.
yeah, but Justin's fucking
I'm mutant.
as wide as you and I combined.
No, he's
Fucking
Yeah.
huge. Freaks me out.
Well, we had a different chair in here for that.
yeah.
The chair made it look so.
Yeah. He was like trying to fucking squeeze.
I'm
under the
probably
chair.
still heavier than him though. Just a fat fuck.
Yeah, he could bench you though.
It could be, yeah. Oh, I think probably two of me. I'm like 300. His bench has got to be
I used to be there.
400 or 500, right?
I think he's. I don't know.
I don't even know what's good anymore. I got into powerlifting for a bit, but I also like my post-workout meal was Domino's pasta bread bowl.
That's a
Respectable.
powerlifting meal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like I just got I wasn't healthy. Yeah, I could
were a
deadlift 600.
powerlifter,
I could
that's not the
deadlift
point.
600 pounds. Like I didn't compete. I could deadlift 600 pounds, which isn't impressive from what my weight was. But like I would just I'd get winded tying my shoes. I couldn't walk up a flight of stairs without a fucking break. Like it was
I feel that.
I was so fucking unhealthy.
Strength
doing
beyond
that.
strength is all that matters, brother.
Fuck yeah, Pantera, shout out Phil Anselmo, Phil, Kanye,
You're not helping this.
Phil,
fucking
Kanye,
situation, Steve.
Rick to life, all the greatest minds of our generation. Fuck now I'm gonna be getting DMs talking shit from Rick.
I'm not even. I don't want to deal with it.
Fucking I used to be my favorite Facebook like comment I ever got on anything. Like I never really knew Rick personally, but like we for whatever reason I was Facebook friends with him years ago when I first broke Edge, and I got tons of comments. But I
First
got
time.
yeah, no, the only time I broke Edge. If you're not now, you never were. Chase told me that.
That's true.
But fucking Rick commented, haha, sellout. I was like, oh, but then
That must have hurt.
that was 27 Rick to life accounts ago, so it's gone. So, my first run in with Rick was he used to sell his bootlegs on eBay, and I bought a Minor Threat VHS when I was like 18, and it came and he had like fucking multiple eBay accounts, and like the name on this account had nothing to do with him. You would have never known, but it showed up with the return address Rick Healy, fucking whatever shithole place in New Jersey he was from.
He didn't send you from the PO box from his distro.
Yeah, no, not at the time. The fucking distro. I'll get into that too. We can talk Rick.
Oh, dude, I have an American Uprising demo, a physical copy. I have one.
I mean, that might be the worst thing we've said so far.
Dude,
No, thank you.
it's so.
That's with Tommy Dice?
Dude, and some guy. Yeah.
Some guy.
And some guy.
Some other dumbass.
Yeah, some other guy.
No, but fucking the Minor Threat VHS. I'm watching it. And fucking Archie Bunker pops up on the screen. All in the Family episode. He recorded over the whole rest of the fucking thing with it, all in the Family episode. So I I went to go leave eBay feedback. I'm like, fuck this guy. I'm gonna leave bad feedback on eBay.
Oh.
The account was deleted.
The eBay
You
feedback.
can't, yeah, you can't get him if he's gone.
The account was deleted. So he's like, he knew he was sending out shit like garbage.
Obviously,
I remember,
dude.
I remember him having. Was it? Maybe I don't remember. I think it was drug test demos on CD. We had never done them. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. My favorite review. Captain told me he was watching it. We were playing up in Portland with. I think it was 25 to Life. Ignorance was playing, and Captain knew him like way back in the day. And he came up to him and he like elbowed. He's like, "Yo, these N-words are crazy." I was like, "That's my favorite review I've ever gotten of any of my bands."
With a quote from Rick to Life on a T-shirt.
These N-words are crazy.
I think I actually put it on our MySpace account at one point. Like, quote, Rick to Life.
Jesus Christ.
You see that shit from the fucking tattoo shop?
Dude, I was actually just going to bring that up, dude. That shit was painful.
But you know what, though? I think, I mean, fuck any of his recent behavior, but we're all like a week of bad days away from being that fucking crazy, don't you think?
Yeah, but his descent into madness has been documented for the past 11 years.
A long time. And I hate to talk shit because, like, it's clearly a fucking mental illness at this point. I'm the same with fucking Kanye and all these guys, really, but you can't just excuse behavior because...
You think he's tattooing his own face? Like, take those fucking... Because he put that fucking stupid shit on
It certainly
face.
doesn't look like anybody professional's doing it.
Yeah, like... So why was he in the shop, then?
I don't know. Maybe he wanted an expert level white power tattoo. The weird thing is, like, why don't you just? I mean, sure, there's shops out there that's doing that shit somewhere.
Oh yeah,
like, you know,
100%.
Not
some
in fucking New York City.
No, but some fucking backwoods of fucking Alabama or something. There's probably
yeah, they
probably
specialize
guys
in that.
They probably put it right on their Instagram. Come get your fucking $14.88 for your swastika tattoo today.
They have the flash books on the wall where you can kind of sift through the
Yeah.
different designs of them.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I don't. I
He
don't know
fucking
about
sucks.
Rick. what it boils down to, for sure.
One of those people that comes out once in a blue moon for no reason.
Oh, it's like on clockwork at this point.
Yeah.
Somebody showed me. I won't say his name because he never wanted to. He didn't want this public, but I think at this point it doesn't really matter. Many years ago on tour somewhere, somebody showed me he had. And you cannot narrow down who this is because there were so many fucking members. But he had toured. He played in Come and Correct, and they were on tour in Europe. And they went to Auschwitz, and fucking Rick's in one of the gas chambers pretending to scream. Like he jumped the rope in there. He's like, ah. Like, so this goes back. I mean, I'm talking 20 years ago. So he's been fucked up like that for a long fucking time.
Damn.
He fucking sucks.
Brad wants me so badly to change subjects.
No, I don't want to give him. I
Yeah.
know what's gonna happen. I don't even want to give him the shine. You know what I'm saying?
Too late.
I don't think is this any shine. We have not said one good thing about him.
Any press is good press.
All right, what else you want to talk about, Brad? Yeah, you brought up stand-up comedy. I've been doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, how'd you get into that? Like, just
Dude, I always thought, fucking, this is a funny thing. When I always liked, I don't know, I'm not one of these people, because everybody since I started is like, I'm funny, I could do it. Like, I never thought that.
yeah.
Like, it's clearly an art, something you have to fucking train for. Like, nobody can, there may be a small percentage of the world that can just kind of naturally go for it, but, like, it's something you have to learn. I never had any disillusion that I was funny, but I would always make little stupid jokes on the stage at Yellow Stitches shows. And like for the children with Yellow Stitches, not this past one, but the year before, I was up on the stage standing next to Chase while he was setting up, and he goes, "Hey, you want to do your stupid fucking jokes in between songs?"
Well, it's one thing you can be like super hilarious, like in the moment. Like
Yeah, it's
a lot
a
of people, it's
completely different
natural
thing.
for, but
Yeah.
having to actually try to be funny just is a weird concept to me.
Right. Yeah. No, it's very hard, especially. People are expecting a little higher level of funny than just joking around with your friends
Right.
too. So, like, you think it's like going to be easier because they're primed to laugh. They're at a comedy show, but they're expecting you to make them laugh. And if the vibe's already there, if somebody really good goes on before you, like that helps. But you still got to really fucking try. But it was actually shortly after Chase made that comment that I kind of thought about it. And my friend Danny P, he's an old hardcore guy too, about my age. I think his first show was actually a Break It Up show. He told me Break It Up reached Sky Bain at UNH. But he was doing stand up, and I went to go see him, and it was a show that nobody showed up for. It was like 8 people, but he still fucking killed all those 8 people, and like I was like, man, he's just a guy like me, coming from the same kind of background. And I'm like, I could try this, and like that gave me the courage to do it. And then he told me about open mic, The Laugh Addict. It's at Strange Brew Tavern in Manchester. He told me about that, and I went and tried it, and I was like, fucking dude, I've never been nervous on stage. I never cared, ever.
That's a whole different thing, though.
I fucking blacked out. I was fucking shaking.
Yeah.
Like I fucking couldn't think straight. Like after I was done, like it was a fucking ride doing that first 5-minute set. But it did well. Like
Because you're out of your element, you mean? Because making jokes in a hardcore setting or an oi setting is like home.
Well, here's the thing about stand up that like I never realized till I did is like if a joke doesn't go over, because jokes are like a lot of jokes, the jokes I do are kind of mean and rude, unless they're funny. Like, so if nobody laughs, you just feel like a dickhead. You're like, oh, that wasn't funny, so that means I just think that thought.
I'm just a fucking
I'm
prick.
just a shitbag that
you
thinks
double.
that mean thought, you
Or
know?
you just double down on it and try to be funny on that.
Yeah, you could get yourself down on a rabbit hole of that.
Just
Like,
tear them apart.
Yeah,
Tear 'em apart. Rip them up.
That's how Bill Burr blew up.
I've had bits that I started and like fucking do the first line, like get to the first joke and it bombs. I'm like, should I just abandon the whole fucking subject matter?
Or just power
Nope,
through
let's
it.
see. And then nothing. I did my second set I ever did was at another place in Manchester, very short-lived open mic that popped up. But I just did it to nobody. Like there were people in the room, but not one person was interested.
attention.
Nobody thought it was fucking interesting. It's just silence for 5 straight minutes.
I've played shows like that.
Yeah, but at least when you're in a band, you're up there with other people.
Fair.
At least
Yeah.
you know what you're doing. You've practiced and you've got it together. Like the thing you're doing is fine. It's just I've fucking played furthest from home I think I've ever played was Portland, Oregon. We played to 4 people. One of them was from Manchester. He moved out there. So
I've always liked the hardcore to comedy like route. Like Colin Riley, like Dick Move Colin. And
Yeah.
he used to do like comedy on stage too.
oh really?
Yeah, like
during
during
Dick
Dick
Move,
Move, especially, you know what I mean? Or like I don't know if you've linked with Nick from In Remembrance yet, but he was doing stand up for a while too.
No, I haven't.
So I've just it's
I've had a
always-
few people pop up that like I hadn't heard from in years that
Yeah.
were hardcore kids that said they've done some stand up. Joe Bananas did some.
Oh shit! Shout out Joey
Joe
Bananas.
Bananas.
Like he
Love
reached out, he said he did a few mics, and like seeing me, like he was like, "Oh, maybe I'll do it again." I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking do it." Davey G from Time to Pay. I don't know if you remember Time to Pay. That was very brief, but like Briggs from Have Heart was in it. B Roll from Death Before Dishonor was in it. He just started doing stand up. I was at Laugh Boston to see Cam Patterson, and I get a
Ooh, I
message
love
from
Cam
him.
Patterson.
Yeah,
I
it's
got a
fun.
message. Cam's awesome too. Like he fucking like as a person, like genuinely. I just went to Adam Ray's Dr. Phil show
Yeah.
the other night, and Cam was his first guest on there, and he got a fucking like ovation. That's a 3,300 seat room. That he can't sell that on his own yet, but like or maybe 3,600. But anyways, everybody was fucking. He could sell
Yeah,
it if the
he
fucking
could, yeah.
marketing was there, right? Because everybody was like on their feet. And you could just see him like taking it in, like being actually appreciative of it. That's like
He
my
blew
favorite
up
thing
in
with
such a
any
short-
artist is when they actually appreciate what's happening to
Yeah.
them.
He blew up in such a short amount of time.
I was at the Comedy Mothership in 2023. I think it was like August. He was the door guy that brought me to my seat.
Yeah.
He get up and did a set. And then it was a few months later that I Like Rocks clip went
Yeah.
viral. And I was like, okay, well,
Crushing.
he's gonna be huge. And
I'm
then
not retarded or anything, but
So
yeah.
good.
But he and then I just saw him at Laugh Boston back in December. One of the crowd work clips, you can see Brian from Death Before Dishonor in the background as as Cam's stealing somebody's Yankees hat and stomping it out on the stage. But what was I? Where did we get the Cam from?
You were talking.
Oh yeah, that
the
dude
show.
David G. Fucking. He's like, did I just see you at a comedy show in Boston? And then like the other day, I saw he did an open mic. Yeah, it's fun to see. It's like there's hardcore kids doing like big things too. I mean, you got Unified Ants and Chappell-Lacey, like unreal.
Yeah.
Like what
He's
they're
really
what they're
funny.
doing.
Chappelle-Lacey
Yeah,
is really
I mean
funny.
both of those guys are. It's incredible. So it's like you see kind of like, okay, here's the guys like from my background doing it. Maybe I can do it too. But I'm not like, I don't have the time to fucking. You have to grind. These guys that are really making it, they're doing
every single day.
If they live in a city where they're doing comedy, like where it's a big comedy city, they're going up multiple times a night every day. Like, and really, I mean, I went to New York on a Wednesday. I did an open mic at 3 p.m. on a Wednesday.
You got to hit 4, 5, 6,
and there were like 15 comics there. And like all of these, it was like a different vibe because like in Manchester, I mean, there's some very serious comics that do the Laugh Attic open mic, that do actually real shows, and you see them opening for bigger people. Josh Day is a guy that shows up there who's been doing comedy for fucking over a decade. It was amazing. He's done like every state, like really good comic. And there's actually killers that are actually working comics that show up there. But there's also like a lot of people that it's like, we're just doing this. We'll see what happens. But it's like you go to New York City, it's like I talked to one guy who was from like Kansas, the other guy was from Indiana or something, and they're like, we moved here specifically to do this, and this is all we do. Yeah, it's a different vibe, and I'm not doing that. But I like every once in a while, I'm like, I should.
Well, now everybody's moving to Austin for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I've seen recently some of the New York comics finally coming out and just being like, "Fuck Austin!" Like, what is it? It's 2 clubs, like, which isn't like entirely true, but of course they're fucking exaggerating it. But yeah, like, I mean, Austin. All the big people going out there, it's a fucking tax thing. Like, that's part of it.
It's plus, also the first place that kind of opened without having
COVID.
The COVID stuff.
I mean, LA was just fucking insane. They were shutting them down, doing it like outside, like drive-in shows. Like,
like Dave Chappelle was doing all that shit.
So, like, going to Austin made a lot of sense for them. But it's like, it's not the only fucking place. I mean, New York is still, there's way more, like, ingrained comedy there. I've been to like since my obsession with comedy started, I've been to the Comedy Store in LA, the Comedy Mothership in Austin, and the Comedy Cellar in New York, which in my mind's like the holy trinity of comedy clubs. Right. And like it's a like LA didn't seem great. It's definitely a toss up for me between Austin and New York of what was cool. I mean the Mothership's perfect. I mean, designed by a comedian. 4 comedians, right. And it's like I heard somebody trying to get Stavros Halkias to talk shit on Joe Rogan because Stavi's like the liberal guy, and obviously what's been happening with Rogan lately, and he was like, nope, not gonna do it. Joe runs a socialist comedy club, everybody gets fucking paid, he makes no money, it's amazing. So that part element of it is cool, and like I feel like you could feel that when you were there. It was like it was there for the comics to thrive and no other reason. When I was at the
what is I must be aloof. What the fuck is Rogan dealing with?
Like he had Trump on the pod, and then like he kind of endorsed Trump, and I don't give a fuck about any of it. Like I don't. Right. They both. I left it. I'll go on record fucking publicly. I left the top line of my ballot blank in this election because fuck them both. Fuck them all. I've never liked the president. Yeah. ACAB includes the president. Okay, that's where we're at.
Yes, it does.
But yeah, fuck all that shit. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely people, and there's comics out there that are like, fuck Joe Rogan for doing that. And it's like,
not for nothing. What a way to shoot yourself in the foot in your career.
That's what I kind of think. Jesus, but also, I mean, respect if you're willing to do that.
For sure, but at the same time, to what end? Because you're still trying to use it for clout. You're not doing it silently.
Yeah, that's true.
You're on your fucking YouTube bitching about it.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the thing now is I'm seeing a lot of comedians just openly just talking about politics in their actual stand-up acts, and I'm like, that's fucking like, I don't care who you are, but if you like, as soon as you start putting all like these politics in your stand-up act, I'm like, it's just the wrong place for it. Yeah,
it has to be funny. Don't lecture me.
Well, yeah, definitely not a lecture. Yeah, I've seen comics do that where they just like their whole set is just fucking lecturing. I've seen bands do that too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care if you're left, right. I don't give a shit. Just be funny.
Yeah,
I'm here to laugh.
That's I have a conservative friend that I go to comedy shows with, and it's like I mean, I have one conservative friend. I have friends from all backgrounds.
Fuck you,
but like fucking I have one of my friends I go to comedy shows with a lot. I know he's a conservative guy. I know he's a Trump guy.
I know he's a racist.
But he can fucking maybe him and Rick to Life hanging out, getting tattoos together.
Let me find out you're hanging out with RTL. Low key with RTL.
I'm eating him for lunch.
He'll be on next week.
No, fucking. But this dude, like, but you can. He can go to a comedy show with me, and people can roast the fuck out of Trump, and he laughs. Like, it's fucking, who cares?
Because why would you take anything personal about a guy you're not
that you don't fucking know?
If you're friends with
you're gonna get me pissed off
or
about that.
Kamala or any of these political figures on any side, get mad when they're talking shit about your homie. If you're just mad because you align yourself, you willingly take the choice to align yourself with that side, and you want to defend it because you have nothing better going on in your life, you're a fucking loser.
You're also not changing anything.
No,
Ever.
but you have nothing better to do. Like, you can make change in a state level, sure, but when you're just riding for the fucking right or the left, you're a retard.
Yeah.
It's stupid. It's tribalism, in my opinion.
Right.
Yeah.
It absolutely is. I mean, and it's like you're not doing anything. If you're actually doing something, like you're actually working on a campaign or fucking whatever it is that you're like a real contribute.
On the fully left or fully right, you're still wrong. Because any normal person that understands how anything works is going to go, you're right. Some stuff on the left is right. Some stuff on the right is right. We
Somehow
need to
this
do
will be
both.
the most controversial fucking thing.
I know. I'm
of
trying
this
to be as
podcast.
neutral as possible.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but to do any solution on any subject other than the middle, you're fucking wrong.
You heard it here first. Brad is a fence walker.
I just want to be left the fuck alone.
Exactly. I think we all do. We all want this.
That's not true.
The thing is, though, like we all want the same shit. A good life. That's all. At the end of the day, this is why I don't get mad at anybody on either side, because like whatever it is that you're saying it because you want good things. Like at most people, 99% of people are good intentioned with their opinions. I think they have these opinions because they think that's the best thing for themselves and their family, their friends, whatever.
What if it's entitlement? What if their opinion keeps somebody else down? They feel they're in the right for whatever.
I'm not
reason.
saying they're right. I'm
I'm
just saying
saying-
they might be good intentioned.
Yeah, but good intention doesn't mean you get to keep down the other side.
Oh, I
Just
agree.
Because you feel good about it.
I agree. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. But like,
On either way, either
Right.
side.
but it's just I'm not going to get mad. I'm not. It's
I don't
just
get
what
mad.
just what you fucking
Yeah.
said about like they're not your friends. They're not your people.
Yeah.
Like it's like these people aren't even doing anything. So what do I fucking care? Have your fucking stupid opinion on Facebook. Nobody's listening to it.
Yeah, but then they block traffic, dude.
Block traffic.
Yeah, they glue themselves to the street, or
Oh
they go
yeah.
out,
Oh yeah. Well, that.
or they hop in U-Hauls like fucking
That's a whole other-
dumbasses.
that's a whole other
Either
level.
way,
Yeah.
way, it's stupid.
Right. I never understood how that stuff does anything. Is like the people that
It's a-
like, you know,
it's
like
a
this
protest.
the stop oil shit, and they go around just spraying paint on like art pieces. I'm like,
never
I don't
heard of
under.
that.
Yeah, there's fucking lunatics out there to protest like stop oil, and what they'll do is they'll come with
Just
like
go try to ruin.
Wait, what are we
spray
supposed to
cans.
use then? Nobody wants Tesla. Nobody wants oil. Propane only. We're in a propane only society now.
Nuclear
charcoal,
would be a good
just-
option if we want to ignore the anti-gravity shit we all been seeing lately.
yeah.
Forgive me for
Where are we
knowing
at
this,
now?
But that organization actually just released that they're not going to be attacking the art anymore because the UK is like within the numbers they wanted for oil use or something.
Well, that is proactive achievement.
Incredible, right? Fucking.
Well then,
So they succeeded.
I, did-
So they're not doing nothing.
I'm editing. this
Touche.
shit out.
I mean,
Yeah.
you stabbed me. I didn't die. Did I succeed?
I mean,
Fuck you and your logic. I don't know.
damn.
That's why we bring him though.
Yeah, he's always the person that, I'm retarded, so I need somebody that's not a simpleton.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Is like I don't know enough. Like I
I don't know anything.
One of my old friends was posting like, if you're silent about Palestine, like you're complicit in this fucking. And I was like, dude, I'm silent because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking
the
about.
whole argument about like if you're not choosing a side or you're not speaking up, then you're part of the problem.
Right? Yeah, it's like no, I'm not.
I'm just stupid.
I can't just live my life. Speaking of back to comedy, Ari Shafir, I heard him on a podcast
He
talking
is
about.
amazing.
He's like, okay, say the world's gonna fucking end in nuclear fucking winter, right? Would you rather be fucking upset, or would you rather be on a mountain in Vale watching the fucking mushroom cloud envelop you? Like, which would you rather
Yeah,
have?
he literally-
I'd rather be on a snowboard, you
Yeah.
know. And I'm paraphrasing, but that's
He's
basically.
a prime example of somebody that says all things comedy, nothing's off limits.
yeah.
Like I love that.
Yeah, and all the way to fucking Netflix special doing it again, which that was really encouraging to see him at that level of like, okay, everything's back on the table. Like fucking everyone's assholes can unpucker.
Yeah, it's
and we can
becoming
fucking
very
say what we
acceptable
want
again
again, yeah.
to do anything you want in comedy.
or anywhere really.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking
Like-
evidence of this right now. It's like sitting in this room, fucking talking shit. Like
Yeah.
this wasn't a thing 10 years ago.
No, absolutely not. My favorite thing about Ari when he got canceled again is like the minute he found out that Kobe died.
Yeah.
He tweeted out and he was like, "Oh well." Or
Just
I
a
forget
bunch
what
of
he
those
said.
New York comics is like every time there's a tragedy, I feel like they like are racing each other to get something funny about a tragedy out. Like it's like Mark Norman, Sam Morril, Ari. They're like every time there's a tragedy, they're like, who can say
Who
the
can
fucked up
say
thing
it?
first
Right.
on fucking Twitter or whatever. It's great.
I love
Sam's
it.
morning news
Oh,
interviews.
dude, so good, so fucking
Unreal.
funny.
Ari is just one of those guys that will do anything within his power to
Yeah.
make sure he gets headlines with his comedy.
Including shit on stage. At the
I was
last
just gonna
Skate
bring that up.
Fest.
Dude, I was watching that, and all of a sudden he's like, "All right, I got one more thing to." Then like the episode cuts out because he literally just took a shit on stage during a Kill Tony
They're
episode.
gonna fucking arrest him and like fucking bad.
Well, he had a thing in L.A.
he had a
Yeah, go
thing
ahead.
where they basically were like, if you do,
helicoptering his dick.
they're like, do anything like that again, we're gonna fine Kill Tony the show like $100,000 or something.
Well, I guess they actually. I don't know if they
He
went as
got
far as
banned
getting a
from
warrant.
Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, I don't think it went as far as an arrest warrant, or I'm not sure exactly,
like
but his he would like left L.A. and like had a lawyer communicate with the police
Yeah.
after he like showed his dick at
Because
like,
they-
the L.A. Forum or something.
Because luckily it was like those type of shows when they do the specials are 18 and up, but they were trying to get him for like indecent exposure and shit like that. But he was like, "No, it's art."
Do you
it was
remember
comedy.
Nathan? Is it Nathan for You?
Yeah,
Remember that show?
Yeah,
He had a skit where
know which one
the
you're
where
gonna
the
bring up.
thing was he was fucking like he was gonna be like a magician doing an escape. He had like handcuffs and fucking tied up his
gonna
feet,
expose
blindfolded,
myself.
but he had a curtain in front of him on a timer, and he was naked. And there were children on the other side of the curtain, and there was a timer to release the curtain. And he brought a police officer there, and he said, "Here's the challenge: I gotta escape and get my clothes on before that curtain falls, or this police officer's going to arrest me."
for it.
I have thought about. I mean, that was like early 2000s.
That was-
That came out,
yeah.
and I have thought I would love to see the behind the scenes of like
Genius.
what were the kids actually there?
Probably not.
If the kids were actually there, what fucking parent thought that was a good
Yeah.
idea?
It was probably an angled mirror thing, I would think, right? Like it looks like they're there, but the mirror's got them off to the
yeah,
angle.
or like how
some
far
shit.
away are they actually from, or what? Well, because in that when he's explaining it, it's like he's walking through the set, showing you everything. But like, what are you changing in the amount of time that you're actually going to do it? You know what I mean?
So
But,
there was a series. I'm sure he's still doing it, but I've fallen off. But The Masked Magician. Do you remember those?
Mass
No.
magician.
So it was on. You would find it on like, I don't know if it was like TBS or like whatever, but like 11 p.m. at night on certain channels. He was a magician who wore a mask and he did these tricks, and then he showed you how to do them, and he gave away all the secrets. So like when they're walking through, they're still only showing you what you want to see. You know what I mean? It's all smoke and mirrors,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. Is like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
curtain's here, and it looks like the kids are here, but through a mirror that's up here and over here, the kids are
Right,
actually right
right.
here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So
And the kids might not even know what's going on.
exactly, it's
Yeah.
like, hey, stand there, and on 3 go.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
I mean, everything on TV is fake. The reality shows, that's the furthest thing from reality.
You're
could
telling
ever
me the
exist.
Jersey Shore isn't real?
I believe that one's the closest real. Fucking. So here's one Late Night Wars record over there. The dude Joe Rosmos or
Gravitz.
something like that. That dude was on The Real World,
Yeah.
and Late
the
Night
blonde
Wars. Late Night Wars did a show at Anchors Up where they and the MTV producer and cameraman came to do like fucking. I never even had any of their music. This band was actually really good.
They
I,
were
I
sweet.
actually liked them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this was Arrest Records. I didn't even know that. I didn't know Johnny put this out. But
Shout out
anyway,
Arrest.
fucking. So the MTV producer and MTV cameraman came, and there was another chick from The Real World there, and the producer was just fucking like getting her fucked up and like trying to get her to do dumb shit for the camera. Like I was out there talking to them like because it was a fucking packed show, and they like their camera lens was like fogging up while they were in there. They got like all they could get inside, and then they gave up, and they were just hanging out outside. And she was just like trying to get this. He was like trying to create scenarios where this chick would do something stupid, and it was
Reality.
like, yeah, and I was
Real.
like, fuck, man, like this is so fucking shitty.
I can't believe they did more reunions for the Jersey Shore too. They're just like,
Vinny is doing stand up now.
yep.
Yeah,
I tried out for that show once.
the
Like,
Jersey
there was a-
Shore.
No.
Oh, I didn't know they were looking for French guys.
Yeah, they are.
The Real World.
Oh, The Real World.
Le Jersey Shore.
Le.
No, like it was Real World or Road Rules or something, but they were doing a tryout in Boston. Got there, got in line. Whatever happened, happened. I didn't end up trying out. I had to leave. But they were trying to have people having like act out a fake scenario. It was corny. It was exactly what you were talking about. They're trying to act out this fake bar scene or bar scenario or whatever at a bar like on Lansdowne, and it sucked wicked bad.
I had clients sign up for House Hunters, and they pick the buyers. They're not picking a real estate agent, but the real estate agent gets to come along as part of it. They like sign themselves up. They're like, "You want to do this?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. Well, fucking why not? Free promotion for me if we get on." And I had a Zoom with the producer, and she's like, "So what's the controversy?" I'm like, "I don't know." Like I wasn't prepared for that. What she really wanted me to make shit up. Like make up a controversy. If I ever I said this actually just the other day. I'm like, if I ever get the chance to go on that show again, I'm gonna have some of the comedians that I know fucking sit down and like write some shit and like just make up controversy and like explain it to the buyers, get on the same page.
Just tell a Yellow Stitches song.
But it was like, well, they wanted controversy between the couple that was buying the house is what they were looking for.
You can spin it, yeah.
And,
Fat Man should be the buyer.
yeah. That could get us on very quickly.
Like those shows that it's like, oh, I sharpen pencils for a living, and our budget is $3 million.
But the fucked up part, I don't know. I signed an NDA.
Don't.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, no, but not real. Yeah, they wanted controversy out of me. It was fucking. It was so weird. I'm like, I'm not ready. And this couple was perfect. Like nobody's 100% on the same page, but I've had couples that just like. I had to like fucking after showing go, hey, we need to go sit down and get you guys on the same page before we even look at another house. These people were fine. There was no controversy at all. Like, what do you want me? You want me to just make shit up? And I realized after she did want me to make shit up for their reality show because I got like an email the next week. We've decided not to go forward with this episode.
This is the third guy she's here with to look at the same house.
Yeah.
Some crazy shit.
Yeah, right. That would be cool. Oh, that's a
That's a
Let's
show.
make that one up.
That's a
There you
fucking
go.
Let's
show.
make that one up.
There you go. You can
Yeah.
have that.
That's funny.
What the fuck how do we get into the fucking reality TV show?
I saw the Late Night Wars thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're going
we can
somewhere
talk about
with that.
reality shows somehow. The best reality show ever, in my opinion, is based on the shit behind you.
Oh, Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, the Ultimate Fighter.
Love the Ultimate. Well,
That's-
you still love it.
I love certain.
Well, I mean,
seasons.
I didn't go beyond a couple seasons with it.
I still watch it just because I'm a glutton for like
Yeah.
the fight world.
That first season, I burnt myself out on fighting.
You're
but
a blue belt, right?
technically, I don't even know if technically is the right word. I got my blue belt from a purple belt. I don't know how that fucking works. That shit was weird back in the early 2000s because there just wasn't much around
I mean,
here.
technically, a higher ranked belt, as long as the gym allows it, can award.
Yeah,
something
I mean that
below.
was just I don't really go around saying I'm a blue belt. By those standards, by the just going with other blue belts, even from other schools or at tournaments or whatever, I could hang for sure on a blue belt level. But what's going on today? I haven't really trained consistently since like 2007, 2009-ish or something. The skill level today compared to fucking a decade ago is like,
It's a different sport.
yeah, it's unreal. I wouldn't really like claim I'm a blue belt, but the Ultimate Fighter, that first season that ended with Griffin and Bonner, R.I.P.
R.I.P. Yeah.
That one was fucking
Insane.
so
yeah.
good. I mean, that they credit that fight for fucking saving
Everything,
UFC,
yeah.
But that was how I came to get into MMA and actually fight. I was home watching that, and as soon as that was done, I remember fucking hopping on the computer and
Where's the closest gym?
yeah, who does MMA? And there was like just the only thing near me was now it's Team Link hooks it.
Okay, yeah.
Back then it was just Tokyo Joe Studio of Self Defense. They were a karate school that had a one night a week.
It's the same gym now.
Huh?
It's the
It's the same spot.
Yeah.
It went through a few iterations. So
I know that Tokyo Joe's place.
yeah,
Yeah, it's right next to
That's
the
where Chase did a
dealership.
smoker,
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
allegedly.
yeah. There's no illegal fights happening anywhere.
It's not
Yeah.
illegal. It's sparring.
Yeah. So fucking yeah. There was one night a week of MMA class taught by Roger Wu. So we were like Team Wu Jiu-Jitsu. Shortly after that, they got affiliated with Renzo Gracie. Roger was teaching down at what later became Renzo Gracie NH in Derry, which I don't think that is even that anymore. I think that's just Tim Barchard's school of martial arts or something. And then I think Kevin reopened Renzo somewhere else.
Yeah, there's a few
Anyway,
Enzo places
yeah,
in New
yeah.
Hampshire,
But shortly, relationships fell apart, and then we ended up going back to Tokyo Joe's with the Team Woo, and then the Henzo went and became its own thing, and then later we became Pat Miletich related or associated school, Miletich Fight Systems. That was lasted for a while, and now eventually I don't know how it all went down, but they ended up. Now it's Team Link, part of Gabriel Gonzaga's organization. Anybody asks me about martial arts, whether it's kids, karate, jiu-jitsu. I mean, they have a whole kids jiu-jitsu program. They have kids kickboxing. There's like a developmental league or something. I forget what it's called. And they do it all. Like anytime, I will send people to EdCar over and over. I will never talk about any other fucking martial arts show. Well, maybe Jordan. That's about the only other person I would back that hard. But you know, in my area, fucking EdCar is the guy. Like, there's nobody else I would recommend for any sort of martial art. It's just an incredible environment. Such a supportive guy. Every time I show back up, fat as fuck, can't fucking. He's like, you're fine.
Here we go again.
But he's always welcomes me with open arms, encourages me, never fucking shits on me when I don't come back. Like, and every time, I mean, I've gone back there to start and like acted like I was gonna be serious and falling apart so many times, and every time it's fucking open arms. It's a great.
That's how you know it's a good spot.
Well, no one should be a dick to you because like you're only hurting yourself by not going.
Well, you know what was back when I started. So Roger Wu would have this fucking mentality of like, somebody new comes in, fuck them up, like, and it was like,
That's like the.
but you go, you think about it, it's like that's the worst business model you could ever come up with. Especially like if it was a new guy that showed up in tap out shorts or like Muay Thai shorts triggered him the most. He's like that. He's like that is fucking.
To be
Wrong
fair,
place.
they trigger me too.
Yeah. Well, somebody like I don't know. He told me, and I've been told by other people that this isn't necessarily true, but you're not supposed to wear the actual Muay Thai shorts until you've had a real Muay Thai fight. But I don't. Other people have told me that's not a real
I would
thing.
have to consult my coach. I've never heard that. I feel like I might have heard that.
Yeah, I've never heard that either.
But that might just be like a
Old school.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Maybe it's like an old school thing.
Yeah,
Like
I
you
don't
haven't
know.
earned.
He had trained at Sityodong, so like I trusted him, but then I also found out there was other things I probably shouldn't have trusted him about. So who knows? But yeah. So the one time, so we all ended up with that mentality though of like we're just gonna fuck everybody up. I remember we were sparring on Sunday was like fighter training only, like it was invite only. Whoever had fights coming up and whoever was invited to spar with them. So I was there one day, and these two guys walk in, and Ed wasn't around. He'd just given the key to somebody, and like there was nobody that was officially part of the school there that day. These two guys walk in, and we're like, "Oh, hey man, it's not open today. It's just," and they're like,
yeah, we'll take it. Whoever though, y'all scared?
Well, they were like
Dojo Storm.
Well, they were like, "Well, can't we get it on it?" Like I was like, "Well, do you have fight training? Have you done this before?" I was in the fucking Marines. I know what I'm doing. I'm like, all right, well, come on. As soon as he said that, I'm like, come on, let's go.
Come on.
Glove up, let's go. I
Love
fucking
kicking those dudes in the face,
dude. I threw one jab, hands went down, instinctively threw a high kick, fucking broke his teeth, and I was like, "Oh, I thought you were a fighter. Where's your mouth guard, pussy?" Like that was how we fucking treated people, and they were trying to run a business. Like fucking such a bad. I mean, they learned their lesson. It's nowhere near like that for sure. I don't want
well, the
anybody thinking
awareness
that.
too nowadays, you know.
Yeah, well, yeah, people know, but you still see fucking delusional motherfuckers out there. Like that guy Bradley Martin had Nate Diaz on his podcast, and he's trying to tell Nate Diaz he could take him just because he's strong. He's like, "Oh, you think you could fuck me up?" And he's like, "Yes,
6'4",
not a
I'm
doubt."
260.
Yeah, there's no question that I like. How delusional could you fucking be to think like a fucking high level local fighter, a heavyweight, would not fucking stand a chance against Nate Diaz? I mean, it's just
especially
a
like back
world.
in the day when you're like coming up, there's no like weight classes. So Nate Diaz has fought way bigger people than he is.
I just
yeah.
want
He
to
is.
jump in and say that Bradley Martin dude is 100% trolling when he does things like that for clicks and views. I think he knows, because he does train. I've seen videos of it. He knows he would get fucked up by like Nate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he does
Probably.
that to get people animated.
Okay, fine.
So we do this shit right
Well,
here.
fuck you, Bradley Martin.
Well, it
No,
was
you want to come for me the whole fucking
Fuck
time,
you.
dude?
I'll fight you now.
well, that specific clip of Nate Diaz on his fight, and then he was like, "Oh, could you beat me in that?" And he was like, Nate Diaz just kind of looks back and goes, "Of course," and like in the most polite Nate Diaz you'll ever see him, just of course.
I was day drunk in Vegas. We just had planned a trip, like a whole road trip of like the Southwest, and then just we were ending in Vegas for a few days just to relax. And then I didn't even know there was fights going on. We stayed at the MGM, and they're doing like the weigh-ins there, and all the press conferences were happening there. And you remember the McGregor Diaz fight where like they were like
Yes.
Diaz, I think it was Diaz's crew was like fucking throwing shit.
Water
at
bottles and, yeah.
I was literally
More of
past.
that, please.
I had no idea what was going on. I'm day drunk. Like we had gotten in the fucking pool at like 8 a.m. and started drinking, and it was like 1 o'clock or something. And I'm walking through the casino, and fucking Nick's coming by me. And I was like, oh shit, Nick Diaz. I stopped him for a picture. I didn't know that this whole fucking scenario just happened. I like literally like 5 minutes before I saw
It's
him.
just another Friday for them.
And but you could tell he was like heated, but it's like, but it's also that's how those guys walk around all the time. It feels like. So I didn't think anything of it, but I was like the first one to stop him, and I was like, "Can I get a picture?" And he grabbed my phone. He took the picture, and then like another dude like came up, was, "Can I get a picture?" And he had like a whole fucking crew of these giant like fucking security dudes with him, and one of them goes, "You guys better stop, or he's gonna fuck one of you up." And I was like, "That's probably true.
Yeah.
That's probably."
You're like, I
very
got in
true."
there early.
We
Yeah.
actually we just talked about that on like one of the episodes. That's an overwhelming situation, Like I would personally, if I was Nick in that position, I would have fucking freaked out on you. I would have lost
Well, I
my
mean,
mind.
it's one of those things. Like you're an athlete, you're not like
He's still
celebrity. Just kind of happens. Like it's
Yeah.
not like somebody that gets into entertainment. Like they're kind of like coming up. Like okay, that could be a thing someday. But as an athlete, you get famous. You're not. Not everybody wants to just fucking hang like
Yeah,
with
no, I
random
agree.
fans.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're definitely not somebody that would fucking do well with fame. And random people coming up to you and talking to you. Would
I
not
find
do well
it
with that.
incredibly invasive.
Yeah, I mean, just
It's just a not normal thing to go up to like a person you don't know personally.
yeah.
Can I get a picture with you? And then
Yeah.
you'll never see that person ever again.
Yeah, it's
Time
not
and
natural,
place.
but I mean, yeah, that's yeah.
I'll give you time and place if you're an athlete or something. Yes,
Like
there's
a
a
meet
time
and
and
greet.
place where you should expect it. If I'm at fucking Hannaford's, if I'm at Market Basket,
Right.
leave me the fuck alone.
Or
Yeah, or
with
eating
my family.
dinner in a bathroom. Like, I remember somebody telling
Bro,
me.
anybody talking to you in a bathroom
Yeah,
at all?
I remember
Yeah.
somebody telling me that like so Adam Sandler's from Manchester and he's around.
Yeah.
Shut up.
A few times a year he's around, and it'll always because there's no fucking news in Manchester like other than fentanyl overdoses. There'll be fucking somebody like they'll go viral every time he's around.
6 dead and
somebody
Sandler's in town.
yeah, somebody will see him and like post, and then it will go viral like every time, and then it's like the local news picks it up. But somebody was telling me they were out like eating with their dad, and Sandler was there, and he like followed him. His dad followed him to the bathroom. He was like, "Fucking dad, what are you doing?"
It was like at the Red Arrow Diner,
He's
probably.
like, "I didn't want to interrupt him
Yeah.
at his table." Like, yeah, that's the more
Don't
fucked
interrupt
up. That's
him.
the more fucked up place
Why-
to do it.
Well, let's hang on. Why is he entitled to have a conversation with?
Yeah,
someone?
nobody really is, but I mean, at the same time, I think like for me, like doing Yellow Stitches, there was a point, like not that it's any of that level of fame, but there was a point that I didn't want to fucking talk to anybody, like at all. Like, and kids would
That
come
is your
up and
right.
kids would want to come up and talk. I appreciate those kids, and I think there's like celebrities have that too, where it's like they want to give some of their time, but there's got to be a line. There's definitely got to be a line, and like eating dinner. That's
I'm not
one.
talking about right after your set. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
even talking about at the show, really.
Yeah.
I'm talking about you're at dinner trying to
Yeah,
go to
yeah.
the bathroom.
Right.
And you happen, okay, he's a nice guy. He's the man. He's a local. He's a man of the people. Sure.
Yeah.
But like, bro, I'm at a urinal holding my dick.
Yeah,
Get the
no,
fuck away
that's
from me.
that's a hard line.
I'm with my wife. I'm with my kids. I'm fucking hanging out with my friends. I'm doing something
Yeah.
that doesn't involve a stranger's entitlement conversation.
Yeah, yeah.
Selfishly. That's my
Right.
problem
Yeah.
with it. It's not that like you can't be a fan. I think being a fan.
Well,
is
it's like
awesome.
also too. It's like
Yeah.
if you're even if you do find yourself where like okay maybe this is an appropriate conversation, you're gonna tell immediately if they're annoyed or happy about
People have no idea. No.
it. Yeah,
They're
yeah.
in their own
No,
shit.
people don't have awareness, but like you should. should have awareness. And it's like
Then all of a
if
sudden
they're
they're
not
going-
interested, fucking walk away.
You ever
Like,
been behind a lottery person at the gas station?
Oh my god.
You know, it's fun. I don't deal with that much because I have such a like abnormal schedule. This is like just different every day, so I'm not in those commuting hours ever. But every time that I am, where I wake up at like I have to get up and be somewhere for 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, and I go to a gas station on the way. Every time I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot about this. Is so fucking miserable. And it's like for me, I'm like I'm so happy about my life that I try not to get upset about people who I know are fucking miserable. Why are you fucking buying 12 scratch tickets a day? Because you're looking for some sort of joy, like in your
Yeah.
life. That's why it's done. You know, it's like that's how it fucking exploits people too. It's fucking a tax on the poor as well. The lottery is, but like,
Shout out gambling.
yeah, I mean, gambling can be fun, but that's the worst fucking form of gambling. It's like remember, National Lampoon's Vegas Vacation, where they go to the other casino and it's like pick a number between 1 and 10, flip a coin. Like that's pretty much what fucking scratch tickets are.
I've got a lady at my local gas station. She's there every weekend. Just saw her this morning. She hit $1 million once. Why are you still there?
Oh, dude, yeah, I know. I have a friend of mine's mom hit like a giant jackpot on a slot machine and put it all right back into the slot machine. It's crazy. Like that hooks people though. Fucking, it does.
Like the chances of hitting $1 million twice, like that. Yeah, give it up.
Yeah,
If
no,
you win
I
$1
mean,
million, if you hit the lottery and you just win $1 million, even if you get taxed, so you're getting 600,000 at best. If you can't change your life with $600,000 immediately put in your bank account overnight, you deserve everything bad that's going to happen to you.
Well, it's like all the people that win like the big jackpots, they like run out of money within the first 5 years.
oh yeah, it's very common.
If you win,
I mean, you
money-
also see that with like football players that only have like 4-year careers and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean,
It's not that
people
you can't
manage
spend money recklessly. It's that if you get that much money, like say you win the lottery, your first step should be a lawyer and then an accountant, and they should both go. The lawyer goes and gets the check,
And buy a house with Alex LaChance of East Key Realty.
that too.
There you go.
But yeah, get assets, get property, invest your money so you can live off that money, and then do a passion that might make you money on the side, rather than even if that passion is fucking sitting at the slot machine. Use the money you can live off the interest to do that hobby and have money still.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If
Like,
What you should do is start multiple businesses, flip houses in Ohio, and then own be in every fucking hardcore band that's in existence right now. That's what you do. When
that
you
is a peaceful life.
That is
Yes,
what you
no, That is
do.
very peaceful.
when you win the lottery. Shout out
Austin.
Haywire. Well, that was perfect layering of Austin and Haywire at the same time.
From the 90s.
Haywire from the
From the
90s.
90s. Yeah.
I was talking to somebody about trying to talk about Haywire one day and how cool it is and how awesome. I love seeing what they're doing and everything. And
Instantly iconic.
I'm just
whole time,
DMing
the
Austin
whole time
all the
though,
time.
I was saying, "Hey, Maker," and they're like, "What the fuck are you
That used to
talking
be a
about?"
band, too.
That was a band.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got myself confused. Yeah, Haywire fucking rules. That's like the only band that's gotten me out of the house, like intentionally. Like friends at shows have gotten me out of the house, but that's the only. I'm like, and friends too, but I'm like, I want to see the band, even if Austin doesn't talk to me. I want to see the band.
Right. It's
You
an
know.
experience.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because it's such a perfect blend of hardcore, punk, oi.
Yeah.
And the shows, the energy is
Just
nonstop.
inclusiveness, man. Like just fucking you feel all of them make everyone feel like they're supposed to be there.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the phrase that's been going around like fucking hardcore's. What's the? I believe I've heard you say hardcore is for everyone, but it's not for everyone. What's the fucking?
It's open to everyone, but it's not for everyone.
Yeah, you know, but it's like that's. I mean, they're the epitome of that kind of like. Yeah, you come on in, and the diversity of the looks of the kids at the show, or maybe that's just what happened in the scene because I have nothing to base it on. But like.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
It seems
it's
like
crossover,
very
yeah.
different kids, different age groups, all together. It's awesome to see. I love that. And just like fucking, there's no pretentiousness about it in any way.
You can't. Hate
It just makes me. It's everything that I loved about hardcore that brought me to it originally. You know, and it's awesome to see something that I call a friend. You know, doing it and doing it everywhere. And
We'll be
it's
seeing
great.
Haywire in 25 years at anywhere.
Yeah,
Still,
I mean, it's
you know what I mean?
it's an
Like,
instant legendary band. I mean,
Yep.
it's one that nobody will ever forget about, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's just relentless touring, like just the fucking and
that
going
90
everywhere.
day fucking tour after they've already been on
They've
tour
been on the road
for like a
nonstop,
month or
yeah.
two.
Yeah,
Psycho shit.
yeah,
Psycho.
yeah. Yeah, I remember that there was that we talked about that show already, but the For the Children end of 2023. I remember seeing Austin. I was like, "Hey, man, you don't have to do it all. Like, you can
At least you got
relax.
Scum,
You can relax."
Hadberry
I'm like,
Dreams,
he's
Haywire.
like, "No, I can't stop." And I'm like, "I get it, but
He's
like,
addicted to it. That's
but
all.
yeah, it's like you just don't. I don't want to see somebody crash out from that shit. It's like you worry about when people are working that fucking hard and grinding that hard.
I don't
and
think.
it's
I don't
but
think. Like
he's
yeah,
built for it.
It's work,
built
and
for
it's it's a grind. But I think at the end of the day, man, he's a hardcore kid. He cares.
It's
He-
all.
he
I mean,
wants to do the
fucking
band,
relocated
you
his
know?
entire life just to keep Bangers Up going.
I know. Yeah.
You know, and just never stopped from there. Just literally never stopped from there. When I just disappeared.
He
completely.
brought back Think I Care. for fuck's
Yeah,
sake.
that makes no sense to me. That was so bizarre. Like I did a lot of shows with Think of Care, saw them all the time.
Yeah.
Like it's like those dudes. I mean, as far as hardcore kids, like we all kind of have a bond, but I feel like those dudes couldn't be further from like like such a different mindset and type of person. But hey, that's cool because that brings us all together. You know, that's awesome.
It's cool to see. It's just like hardcore bands don't break up. If you're a band that mattered,
Yeah.
and Think I Care kind of mattered for a while, you know, back in the day. Like,
Well, it did because what I saw with Think I Care was that they were a hard band in an era that there weren't really hard bands, but they weren't the hard ass dudes doing the hard band.
Yeah.
So it's like they brought that kind of like sheer terror influenced, like hard riffs to a type like kids that were like listening to Mental and Stop and Think and bands that weren't as hard, which was I think it really did a lot to like reignite that like, hey, you can do, because there was this mentality I feel like in the early 2000s, late 90s where it's like, fuck that macho shit, and it's like hard music doesn't have to be that macho shit either. It can be.
No.
I like it all. I mean, like if
Hard is
just be
interpretive.
just be genuine, but it's like there was this mentality of like fuck that tough guy bullshit and like let's not fucking write riffs that are going to make people spin kick each other in the face. And it's like I feel like yeah, same, but I think I Care was the one that was like, hey, look, you can. That's what I saw like
Fun
happening.
fact. Think I Care. Central Mass Hardcore.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. Fitchburg.
One of the
think I
few
have
that
one of
made
their
it. No,
tapes around
Winchendon.
here.
Winchendon. That's right.
Toy
That's right.
Town.
A little bit
Toy
more
Town.
west than
Yeah. Winchendon. Yeah. Actually, I should have known that because I have a VHS tape that's just it's labeled
Toy Town Hardcore.
New Bedford and Toy Town. I don't know why because
Toy
I think
Town.
the bands that were from both those places played together a lot. I
Toy
guess is what
Town.
was happening at the time.
You know what?
I actually remember seeing Joe Shumsky and Aaron Shumsky were drums and bass. Was Joe drums and Think I Care?
I have
And
no
I
idea.
think Aaron played bass, but I remember one of the first shows I went to, kind of like I grew up in Maine and I moved to New Hampshire, and that's when I started going to like mass shows. One of the early shows that I went to, the flyer said the Shumsky Basement. And I remember we were joking on the way there. We're like, man, like, what do you think this venue is like? Like, no idea. It was just his house
On the way to
It
the
was just his
Shumsky.
like literally his mom's house. And like we just parked on the street and like fucking went into the garage into this basement show. It was awesome. I think it was it might have been Think I Care actually. It might have been R&R. R&R was a band the Shumskies were into, or at least one of them.
How many
Joe
shows
Shumsky's name.
made it?
Huh?
How many shows in that basement happened
I
before
have-
something terrible
I have
happened?
no idea. I don't think that might have been the only one. I don't know. Maybe they
Yeah.
did a bunch.
Yeah, that
I don't
sounds about
remember.
right.
One and done.
Well, I mean, I could not imagine saying, "Hey, mom, I have a fucking hardcore show in the basement."
First of all, stay the fuck away from my house. Second of all, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want that many people at my residence. I don't want you breaking my walls.
Yeah,
I don't want,
right,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
100%.
Like,
Such a terrible idea. Like thinking
somebody's
back
got
on
to do it, but bro,
I can think of so many basements I've seen one show.
yes,
Now that
I
started
know.
thinking about that. I mean, Johnny had one at his house in Manchester. There was fucking. I remember one time in Marlborough. You had what was that? Johnny Mack or something was the kid was booking shows. It was 3 different locations in one night because the show kept getting shut down. So it was at some Legion Hall or some shit. It was Ignorance for the Worst and like some touring bands.
Sick.
And I remember like was Solano had a band I think that he drummed for. It was Corey Sargent. Corey Sargent? Yeah. The fuck's his brother? Or Master. I was like getting the brothers mixed up. Yeah, it was Corey Sargent, I think, sang. It was called Cavity Creeps. Or maybe he was the drummer and Solano sang. I don't remember. But anyway, they opened. Everybody starts moshing. and some fucking lady comes running out from some back room at this Legion Hall, like grabbing people, yelling at them to stop. I mean, I think they got through like one song. She's like, "This is over. This is never happening again. What the fuck? What are you guys thinking? You can't behave like this." Like, this is how we behave for 3 days a week.
Yeah.
But so then we moved it to the dude's yard, that Johnny Mac. I think his name's Johnny Mac. This is what I'm talking about. My details are so fuzzy that like after this comes out, I'll be getting DMs for like 2 weeks of you got this wrong, you got that wrong. I don't fucking care. Don't DM me unless you want to buy a house. But anyway, we moved to the yard, and then the police showed up and said, "Hey, this is way too loud." So then we moved into the basement. The basement was like smaller than this room. It was like I remember AK fucking like smoshing and fucking like smashing the furnace like fucking when we were playing. But I think Ignorance and For the Worst played in the basement. I mean, that's the perfect environment for Mike McCarthy to do his thing.
That's true.
For sure. I went to go see Mike wrestle recently.
Nice stuff.
Sick.
Can I bleed all over it?
He had COVID. He wasn't there. And I went by myself, waiting for Mike to come out. And then there was some storyline thing that they did. Mike Coward, Mike Massel, Mark McCarthy's not here. I'm like, fuck. This is why I came.
You went all the way there not knowing.
I mean, luckily it was one town away from me, but I was like, I had been trying to see him well, not trying. I should not like pretend that I made any effort, but I had wanted to see him for years, and then I finally go and no show. Mike's awesome. I think just seeing For the Worst and fucking anything else he's done over the years, I just figure wrestling's got to be sick for him.
Wrestling's on the come up.
Mm-hmm.
You actually, speaking of wrestling, Big Pound, dude. You guys see Big Pound?
Yeah.
The Hardstyle King.
It's my boy Sid from Ohio. Did you ever see the dude who was like hard styling with people's ass cracks at Magic the Gathering? Okay.
I know one of those ass cracks.
Okay.
He doesn't like it at all. So
I know the guy.
Yeah.
Sid, he became a wrestler, and his name is Big Pound, and he's the fucking man.
The dude that was doing
Yes.
the ass wrestler now? He should have a match with my friend who doesn't like the fact that he did that.
He should do that. Also, here's the match that we need, that hardcore needs. Big Pound versus Brody King.
Yeah. Set it up. Let's go.
Listen.
AEW, what are you waiting on?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're not ready for the Pound. I'm telling you.
The Pound.
I went and I don't think Brody was on the show, but I went and saw AEW in Manchester. That's a fun production.
Yeah.
They do a good job with that.
Me and Steve went early days with AEW, like just launched.
First one at the Aganis.
First one, yeah. That was a really
I was
fun
expecting to not have a fun time because I hadn't followed it. It's like tough to go to a wrestling show when you don't know what's going on, unless it's like
jumping in the middle of a season. You know?
right,
Like,
exactly. Like,
also-
and I was like, oh, this is actually still fun.
Yeah, when you're going to an event too, you're not hearing like the commentators from TV, so you're just
Yeah,
relying
yeah,
on
yeah,
like
yeah.
the match itself
Yeah.
and like whatever they're doing for a
Yeah,
promo.
especially so the one I went to was a TV taping too. So it's like when it's a house show, they know that they have to fucking
Fill
play
time,
it.
yeah.
Well, and like they know they're just entertaining you.
Yeah.
You're the audience, the live audience is the most important thing in a house show. Well, you got more important things to do.
Yeah. I'm getting critiqued by them about my microphone situation.
Oh, I see. I just fucking derailed my own thought.
Yeah, I'm fucking busy.
The house shows.
The house shows, they know they're playing to just the audience, but the TV tapings, they don't fucking care about the audience. They're trying to get it out to millions, so it can be a little disconnect. You know, it's the fucking sweetest place for wrestling, and they used to do like Raw there. Lowell Memorial Auditorium.
Been there. Yeah, for
Fucking,
NXT.
I went.
NXT,
Yeah, I saw NXT there. You screamed at Adam Cole. Called them names.
Another shout out wrestler from you guys remember Dan Leveroni?
I do remember Dan. Yeah,
He was an awesome wrestler, and
Dan's
then
the
he
man.
shattered his shin during a match. He did like a backflip off the ropes and smashed it on the guardrail. I think he just does like personal training now, but he was an amazing wrestler, and that injury just took him out.
He was in Fox.
Deal Breaker.
Deal Breaker.
Deal breaker.
I remember when I was doing MMA, where I was working at the time, a sales rep came in who was a jobber like in the 80s, and somebody like was like, "Oh, you should meet this guy." Like, fucking, I was like, and they're like he fights. I'm like, no. What he does is fucking scary.
Yeah.
Like, actually, fighting's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Getting fucking thrown off shit and fucking doing it
Yeah.
night in and night out and fucking that'll fuck like that made me think of that because of the shattered shin.
Yeah.
Like, I way more fucking injuries in pro wrestling than MMA.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's so
Well, it's
fucked up.
funny about that. The last time I saw Dan, he was wrestling in the parking lot of the Texas Roadhouse.
I've been there.
It was awesome.
My favorite
It was
venue.
awesome.
Yeah.
Because like he wrestled, I watched him wrestle, then I went inside and ate like 2 baskets of bread, so it was perfect.
What's your record in restaurant parking lots?
Oh,
Specifically of the McDonald's variety.
lost some, won most.
What's the weirdest place you fought? He's like, I gotta. This is a lot of shit to fucking think about.
The Rolodex is hitting.
It's
Give me
always
a minute. Keep talking.
It's
I'll
always
figure it out.
it's like there's so many of them because hardcore gets booked in so many weird places. Not that every fight has to be from hardcore, but like what the fuck's up, Denny's, like shit like that, like
Goddamn,
weird
iconic.
fucking weird places. that
Definitely
shows happen.
Denny's. Shout out to the Leominster Denny's.
What about the nice shirt outside of B-Dubs?
Oh,
Outside of Buffalo, but that's just at the end of the day, those are just parking lots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't think. I can think of funny fucking stories. I can't think of funny like
locations.
That's a bummer.
I watched one.
Thought
of
it
my
was a
old,
good question.
Yeah,
I watched one of my old homies walk in to a packed Denny's, and just with no care in the world, saws up, walked up, and just beat. He was in a booth stuck, and he just started beating him from the top down in the fucking full restaurant full of people. Satisfied with his beating, walked out.
Dude, getting trapped like in a fight is sucks so much.
Yeah. Oh, the tables don't move either, so it's bench, table, fists.
I remember multiple times fucking Rick from Drug Test would shut somebody in their own car door and then fucking start going at him. And
Oh, yeah, right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he did it to me on tour. We got in a fight in the street with each other. But my window was down and I fucking punched him through the window.
Love a
And then
good
his
window
girlfriend
punch.
was with us. His girlfriend dragged him away from me. But yeah, right at second day of a full U.S. tour, we fist fought each other in the street.
There's a video of two of the homies. They were just drunk and mad, and they pulled over on the side of the highway and just banged it out right on the side of the road. Just fought and then got in the video. They get back and they're like, "All right, cool."
Yeah, I mean, we were maybe in D.C. and his girlfriend or some family member or something lived there. We were staying at their house, and I was like, I'll sleep in the van tonight. You can have your family's house. And then the next day, we were cool. And then years later, not, but whatever.
Ain't that how it go?
That's how it goes. Yeah.
I don't want to cut it off, but it's getting close to your time, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know. Whatever you guys think. 440, shout out.
Wasn't there one more story that I asked about in the group chat that you wanted to bring up? I didn't want to bring it up, but I saw it and I had to double text, and I was like, "What?"
So we had known of each other for a long time, but I had like really hung out with him for the first time. We went to LA on the Yellow Stitches thing, and Yellow Stitches skinhead extravaganza weekend, and he took a bunch of mushrooms, and the only thing I really remember is you just sitting in the pool becoming Poseidon. You were just like becoming one with the water, and I would check in. I'd be like, "You good?" And you'd be like, "Yeah, man."
So I think that might have been the first time I fucked with mushrooms. I'm pretty sure it was.
I think, yeah.
But God, Kyle had these fucking like
The chocolates.
chocolate bars, and I no gauge whatsoever of how much mushrooms I should have, but it's chocolate, and I'm a fat fuck.
He ate
So
the
I
whole
just
bar, if
kept-
anyone's curious.
I kept eating. But you know what's funny is I didn't even trip. Like I didn't really trip, but I was feeling good.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was. What everybody was laughing at me for is I kept like making like sculptures with the pool floats. I kept like stacking them up and like I was just in my own fucking world having a great time. But I was
Stacking
on
the code,
I was
dude.
talking about the head meds. I was deep on the fucking head meds. I had a miserable time that trip because I just couldn't. The head med shit was just killing all my positive emotion. But that one time,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
one,
I know, yeah.
and now I dabble with mushrooms once in a while. And I'm not fucking advocating drug use. Sometimes I feel bad about Yellow Stitches because like we're glorifying horrible shit through all the songs.
Self accountability is a thing, bro.
True, absolutely. But I mean, I don't feel bad enough to fucking like pull the shit off Spotify.
No, fuck no.
But I mean, like sometimes I think about it. I'm like, hey, was it so good to influence people in this way? But
Do bad shit. Who cares?
but yeah, no. Since then, I have dabbled in the mushrooms, and I think they're actually for me. Maybe not for everybody. It's a great thing. It's like ever since I'm completely off the fucking head meds. I quit drinking back in October.
You were getting your fucking back right too. I remember you said you were dealing with something with either your knee or your back.
I'm
or
always
some shit.
dealing with something. I'm big fat fuck forever. But yeah, I mean, in Brandon from Yellow Stitches, he credits mushrooms with getting him off. I mean, he was a fucking deep alcoholic. Like, I mean, he couldn't function without it, you know, and mushrooms, he self-detoxed, and mushrooms is what got it through it. So, I mean, fucking, let's stop fucking making shit illegal that doesn't hurt anybody.
Yeah, microdosing's a huge thing right now.
Microdosing doesn't do shit for me. I'm a fucking take a quarter ounce at a time guy, and just fucking go on a journey, watch the trees turn into fucking dragons, and think about how fucking at one time on the land. One of the things that came out of my big mushroom trips, and I keep telling people this, and I'm like, it only about fucking 25% of the people I say it to even fucking understand what I'm talking about. But we're not running through the jungle anymore. Like, us as a people, as a group, as a whole society, life's pretty good. Things go up and down. Some people go through really hard times. Here, yeah. I mean, I'm not talking about people in North Korea or fucking...
There's some people out there having a rough time.
Starving. But, like...
Chances are they're not listening to a podcast.
Yeah,
So.
Right.
some clarification.
Most of the world that we know and that we're going to travel with, and people where they're going to listen to this, people we interact with...
All 8 of them.
Are things... It's going to blow up soon. But people, it's the clips. It's all about the clips. Million clips. We have funny clips. Post them up.
That's for damn sure.
Don't fucking tag me as a collaborator on any of the fucking...
No. You want to come tank what we're doing. Your real estate business is going down, dude.
I have a comedy account. Tag that one.
All right.
No, but fucking... I don't actually get too worried about, like... the fucking joking around about fucking whites only, I have to be fucking careful because of fair housing law. But anyway, go back. I'm not telling you to cut anything, fucking
dude. Like,
yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not worried about anything we fucking did. What was I fucking ranting about? Oh, yeah, we're not going through the jungle anymore. So, like, fucking, I don't know, and that's probably like a fucked up way to say it, but like, there was a time where like fucking our people, like somebody has jizzed into a vagina to create you for fucking millennia, right?
Facts.
All the way back to somebody jizzed in a vagina who lived in a cave. They did it in a fucking cave or like makeshift shelter, whatever the fuck it was that they were doing, right? In life, that was a fucking hard life. Find your food. Fucking worry about a fucking whatever eating you. Like, no protection from bears. No fucking, like, wolves fucking roaming
Making
the world.
Fire, all that good
no
stuff.
DoorDash credit.
Yeah, no fuck. You can't turn the fucking heat on.
Hate a world without a DoorDash.
Yeah. And like fucking yeah, there's things that suck now, and it's like just because we have all these fucking fancy things and
We're so used to it.
But doesn't mean you can't be depressed or fucking, be miserable, but like I think everybody needs to recognize that like fucking hey, we kind of won the war. We're not fighting anymore. We're not fucking humans won. Like, and if you're a human and if you're in a fucking halfway decent part of the world, like we said, I mean, we're not talking North Korea, we're not talking fucking Russia right now, Ukraine, whatever, but like fucking for the most part, it's not that bad. Like, fucking relax, figure out how to improve your life, and fucking, you don't need to be fucking angry all the time. You don't need to fucking be bitter all the time. Like,
self-accountability for what your issues are.
You got it pretty good.
Harsh accountability.
Read the fucking...
I hate consequences of my own actions.
Everybody should read Extreme Ownership. Jocko Willink. Fucking...
Yeah, I read that.
Shout out, known skinhead.
Yeah, Waterbury, fucking Brass City. I don't know, officially a Brass City Lord, but around that fucking crew, like good, like fucking read. But that, he talks about, it's like everything's your fault. And I've said this to people and they're like, what the fuck? That's fucking rude.
We're a big proponent of
I've lived my life
fault.
that way.
But it's like...
Self-gaslighting.
Yeah.
I mean, you can change it. You can fucking remove yourself from situations. You can put yourself in situations. There's something you could do, and it goes back to fucking people bitching about the politics we were talking about earlier. Like, there's 3 things you can do if you don't like the fucking world, you don't like the situation. You can fucking complain about it. You can do something about it. Or you can do something else that fucking makes you happy. Those are the fucking 3 choices. The first one doesn't fucking do shit, so pick one of the other 2, That's where I'm at in life, and I'm fucking happy and grateful for everything I fucking have, and everybody needs to fucking. I when I'm on point, I have been slacking lately, but I get up every morning when I'm on point, and I have a gratitude journal, and I fucking will write down. Just fucking make fun of me. I can feel it. I can feel it coming. But I have my gratitude journal where I fucking write down 5 things that I'm happy about, and it can be the most basic fucking shit. It can be the shit I've repeated a million times. I mean,
my knee doesn't hurt today.
Yeah, fucking I have water to drink. I mean, on your worst day, I got lungs that can breathe. I have oxygen. I'm not suffocating. Like there's something you can be grateful for every day, and if you fucking appreciate that, you'll find more things to be grateful for.
So human beings, and I'm a pretty anti-authority guy, but human beings like doing things. We like hard work, believe it or not. We might not necessarily
absolutely.
like picking up a cinder block over and over again, but the physical motion of it was like being in the jungle or fighting for your life.
Yeah, we're wired to
walking.
need to do that.
Yeah, so we need to do
That
things
primal
like that.
instinct.
So when I lost my train of thought. What were you talking about right before that?
Gratitude.
So if you're thankful every day, or I look at them as wins. If you wake up every day, if you say you're going to wake up at 6 a.m. so you can get to the gym for 7, your first win of that day is making sure you get up on your first alarm at 5:30. You don't hit snooze. That's your first win.
Yeah.
Some people say make your bed. I have a girlfriend for that, so I don't do that one. But
Sex as fuck. Canceled.
whatever. But
I don't believe in making the bed.
so that's my point.
I
is
make mine every day.
I'm
don't
just gonna
find
have to
it-
fucking rip the sheets back off later.
So
I
we're-
don't like. I hate you go to a hotel and the fucking shit's tucked in. I hate
so
that.
you're a
And
no tuck.
I just rip it out immediately. It's the first thing. I
That's
do.
one tuck.
One
That's
tuck.
one no tuck.
Who's a tuck? You're a tuck.
No.
I make
You're
my
a
bed.
tuck. Yeah, I don't want to be confined.
There's something I don't know why. But
I'm deathly afraid of the dark.
I feel
So like being trapped in bed is.
See,
a fucking
that's
weird
what I'm going to make
feeling.
fun of you for.
Yeah. No,
The journal I'm with.
I'm so afraid of the dark. The other night I was going out. I live in the middle of the woods now. I'm the last house on the street. I'm surrounded by 2 vacant lots. I went to go take the trash out at like 10 p.m. and some fucking animal was killing another animal in the woods very close to me, and I fucking sprinted back to my house.
You know how horrifying you are to every animal on the planet besides like a fucking ostrich? They're pretty fearless, just for the record.
Yeah, I know. Where the fuck I was? I got like pecked in the head by an ostrich.
Yeah, no, they
Like,
want
I was trying to take a
They want
selfie
smoke.
with it.
Yeah.
And it. Doop,
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they
don't
want all
take
the smoke.
pictures with people you don't know.
Oh, it's true. I should have asked permission. I should not have interrupted that fucking that
He was
ostrich.
with his family.
He was with his family.
Fuck, man.
What a dick.
Bad feather day and shit.
That was your fault.
Yeah.
Self accountability.
I don't remember what I was. Yeah, so the self accountability. So you make your bed, whether you do or don't. But these little wins throughout the day, it makes your brain like fucking feel better.
Yeah.
And if you're just down and depressed,
And
not
celebrate
getting
those
up-
little wins too.
Yeah.
You know?
the gratitude journal, like it's the same fucking thing. So if you say you're going to get up at 6 or 5, whatever, get up, do that, go to the gym. It's not about feeling good. It's just about doing what you have to.
As soon as you said go to the gym, I'm like trying to tuck in my stomach.
Yeah.
Fat man will
But
see this and give me shit. Tell me
every
to get back
day,
to working out.
the hardest part of going to the gym is getting through the door. It's not what
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
doing in the gym. It's getting through the doors.
The anxiety I
100%.
used to have with just showing up at the jujitsu gym fucking killed me. I used to go sit in the parking lot and then go home.
You know, a lot
Wow.
of that is just like, and not just you, because it goes with
Yeah.
everybody, is just like narcissism. Because when you're walking into like even like a Planet Fitness, you think everybody is judging you when nobody gives a fuck what you're doing.
Yeah, not one person.
Well, they'll blow the
Especially-
lunk alarm at Planet Fitness if
Well,
you
that yeah,
judge anybody.
but that's
They very
that's,
much care about you.
But that's a different thing in jujitsu gyms and stuff. Like people want to.
you know, fuck Planet Fitness,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah, I agree.
You fucking the most judgmental place on the earth.
100%.
Pizza Fridays.
I saw them fucking kick some guy out because he was working out in cowboy boots. Who gives a fuck?
There's science behind Pizza Fridays. Okay, don't.
Are they still do that?
I don't know.
That's
I have no
heavyweight
idea.
activity. So
Yeah, so you got to have that cheat day. The Rock believes in it. Look at him.
if you
It's
work,
completely natural.
if you work out enough, you can eat whatever you want. Period. Calories in to calories out. You can eat
Yeah.
$6,000 calories of McDonald's. You'll feel like shit, but you can lose weight if you burn more than 6,000 calories.
Yep.
So as long as I go for my 10-minute walk in the morning, you're telling me I can go get 6 quarter-pounders right now?
No, because that doesn't burn the same
Oh,
amount.
fuck.
To eat
I thought you got
It's
me
a
a
start.
loophole.
6,000 calories a day, you should be training 2 forms of martial arts.
You know what's
classes a
fucked
day.
up is I did some calculator of like what at my weight and age, like how much I could actually eat and still lose weight, and it was over 3,000
For
calories.
sure.
So I was like,
Yeah.
holy fuck.
Yeah.
So I don't know what your day to day is, but if you just put a gallon of water a day into your routine, you would shred about 20 to 30 pounds.
I just did. I just tried to do 75. I didn't finish it. I got to day like 60 something, and I gave up because I hit a point where
Why are you timing it? Just drink water, bro.
yeah no I was doing that 75. I think I didn't finish my thought. You know
Oh.
the 75 hard challenge.
Okay.
I never finished my thought and said that's what I was doing. I was trying to do the 75 hard challenge, and part of it is the gallon of water every day. And I was doing other shit, so who knows like fucking how much of it was the gallon of water. But I felt the best I ever did.
It'll give
I
you
did-
energy, too,
I
like,
did
later
just
on.
kind of hit a wall during. I was going. I picked a dumb time to do it. Like I started in October, so I'm like going into fucking
the
winter.
Yeah.
But I kind of intentionally did that because I knew it would make it even harder. Because one of the workouts has to be outside. That's one of the rules. So I'm getting down to. I did a walk one day and fucking like I'm like all I'm gonna do is walk for this outside thing because
It's better than nothing.
it was
Walking
fucking.
is good for you.
Yeah.
It was 2 degrees, so I'm like I'm not fucking pushing
There's
myself
science
to do
behind
anything
it.
hard. But I gave up. I hit a point where I was like, this isn't good for me anymore. Like mentally, I was just pushing myself too hard. You get December, you have fucking 25 little fucking holiday
Well,
things
so
to
it's
go
a gallon.
to. And
It's a gallon of water within 24 hours. When people say a day, people look at me when I'm drinking a gallon of water like, how do you 12 hours? Like, no, man. When you wake up, whenever your day starts, you're a union guy, 4 a.m. You're a normal person, 7, 8, 9 a.m. You're unemployed, whenever. But whenever your day starts, that's when your 24 hours begins. Start drinking it. You don't have to even finish it before you go to bed. You'll have this much left. Just finish that in the morning.
Yeah.
start drinking water the second you wake up, too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's
no,
exactly
like
what
I
I'm saying.
mean, first thing you do,
Yeah.
shut up, turn off the alarm, drink water. I'm a huge advocate of this book called The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, and that's part of where I got that daily gratitude journal routine from. But like, what he gets very like into the nitty gritty of morning routines, where he's like, put a glass of water.
You know, if you don't
next-
make your bed, how do you know if you don't?
Yeah, Hal Elrod's like a fucking non-weird Jordan Peterson.
I'm glad you knew exactly what
Of course
I
I
was
did.
doing.
I'm a middle-aged white man. Of course I know who Jordan Peterson is.
Yeah.
As
Alex.
a Canadian, I wanted
On a
to say
podcast. I'm a middle-aged white man on a podcast. I certainly know who Jordan Peterson is.
Have you read Aubrey Marcus's book On the Day on Your Life?
Hit your fucking cam, Steve. No,
You know, I think that's on my bookshelf, and I haven't. Huh?
Yeah, I hit the cam, Brad.
Thank you.
I think that's
No,
on.
it's,
One of them's off.
Oh, one of them's out?
Yeah, me.
Is it me?
no, it's me.
No,
Oh, of
It is.
course it's you. No, he doesn't like to be on camera, so he's fucking playing games.
Fucking get used to it. Get on
Yeah,
camera.
yeah, yeah.
Show your face. Become a personal brand. I think I have that on my bookshelf. I think it's actually Fat Man's, and it's on my bookshelf.
Because he gets into like water with lemon juice and like they get into like pink Himalayan salt.
Yeah, and let's
But,
be
like,
honest. A lot
any
of this
salt
shit
will
is
work.
fucking like bro pseudoscience.
For
Cleaning
sure.
yourself
But-
out once is fine, but if you think that does it to you every day, one, you're stupid. But two, like it's not good for your gut biome.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Cleaning yourself. You're talking about pink
No,
salt and
no,
lemon juice
just
and
just
shit?
having lemon juice and salt in your morning water.
Never mind.
For
Sorry.
electrolytes.
Continue.
No, cleanses are bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll go on like a fast every once. I don't think of it as
Fasting
like
is
a cleanse,
different.
but like I just last week did a 24-hour water fast because I went on this fucking eating binge for like 3 days. I was like, I gotta fucking
As one does. Yeah.
just let my fucking stomach and guts rest. But and then like the next
Continue the
day,
punishment.
I just did like green juice and shit so I did like kind of like a 48-hour fast. I felt awesome. Very good energy, and then I went right. But fucking, I was gonna break the fast with sushi because sushi's a good like.
It's not.
It's light.
It's not. I'm not saying it's healthy, but I'm saying it's not fucking a pizza. It's not a cheeseburger.
It's
So
not greasy.
it's rice and fish. I mean, how bad is that, right? So I bet that's how I was gonna fucking. I'm like, okay, cool. This is how I'm gonna end this. And I get there, and then no sushi chef at my local Chinese joint that day, and so I ended up with fucking General Gao's. I was like, well, and then I had McDonald's.
It's
and
war.
then
Wartime, baby.
Then I did an open mic that night, and I had the only place open in Haverhill where they did the open mic was McDonald's. So I just fucking ruined myself all over again after my nice 2-day fast. But yeah, Miracle Morning, Hal Elrod gets into fucking. So set up at night. I can have your glass of water next to your alarm clock. I started using a regular alarm clock rather than my phone, so that way my phone's not next to me. Now, when I say this, I'm off the routine right now. I'm fucking up bad right now. But I did have this. Whenever I get dialed in on this shit, my life is much better. And I don't want to have any stolen valor. That's what I'm saying. I'm not fucking on this right now. But I set my water next to the alarm clock. Have toothpaste on the toothbrush already. Fucking down the water, go brush the teeth. It fucking you feel awake instantly, and then I get right into my journaling, my meditation, so it's SAVERS is the acronym that they use in the Miracle Morning. Silence, so meditation for me. Some people pray, whatever. Affirmations, so I have like a clipboard of shit that I say, like things that I'm going to keep doing. And then visualize. I have like a fucking. This is the thing I should be made fun of the most for. Even when I see it, I make fun of myself. But it's a vision board, And I have just like fucking my kid helped me do it. She glued all the shit on. I printed stuff. She glued the shit on. But it's like things that I want in my life.
Manifest destiny.
Yeah, a lot of it's like vacation locations or fucking like a car. Like I'm not a big material guy. I'm not a big car guy like either. But like it would be cool, you know. So it's just things that like I could achieve. So visualization. E is exercise. That's obvious. Then R reading. And then S is the last S is scribing, that's the journaling part where I do the gratitude. So Miracle Morning, and they have it. They made one specifically for real estate agents. I actually discovered this through real estate coaching. It's the Miracle Morning for real estate agents, but they have ones like the Miracle Morning for stay-at-home moms, the Miracle Morning for salespeople in general. They have a bunch of different ones. One for entrepreneurs, and then they have just a basic one that's good for everybody, but. I swear by it. My life goes fucking much better. It doesn't take every time I talk to somebody about it, like, doesn't that take so long? You can do the whole thing in under an hour.
It's a routine.
Meditate for 5 minutes. Read 10 pages. You read 10 pages every day. You're gonna read 10 books a year. Like it's not that fucking crazy. But people make so much like they make mountains out of molehills. Like just do little things consistently, and your life improves.
They don't understand that.
Not that I'm in any position right now to tell anybody how to live their life. I've been living like a piece of shit, but. What it is, people who can't teach. That's what I'm doing right now.
I respect it.
People who can't teach become gym teachers.
True. Shout out gym teachers. But this guy missed. I remember he's got to be dead by now. So talk all the shit I want. It'd be funny if he's not. He sees this. I'm not dead, motherfucker. Mr. Serber, dude, fucking. This is the best. He had us play this game they literally called the game of dodgeball called Blood. In gym class, and like people get fucked up playing.
That's when you had the rubber balls.
Serber fucking loved it. Even worse. We used the foam soccer balls.
Those are bad.
Those are fucking heavy.
Those are bad.
Those are fucking. And then there was like these big fucking balls too, and then giant balls. And
you remember parking lot rugby?
I never
Did
played
your school have that?
Never played parking lot rugby, field rugby, and like we did not know the rules of rugby.
No, it was just kill the person with the ball.
Yeah. Somewhere around there.
I remember.
Maybe it was more like 95 when I was 12 or so. When I was first started jerking off to Kathy Ireland in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition, 1992.
Shout out.
You remember the edition?
Oh, I love her green eyes, man. You never forget your first, man. You never forget your first. I wish I still had it. She was like fucking. So I was like 12. But 90, what did I say? That was 92? No, like 9. I think I just still had the magazine. It was like the only one I kept. I had a subscription for a year from Sports Illustrated. I think I just kept that one until I started jerking off. And this is an avenue I've never gone down publicly. This is fun. But I have to make sure when this gets posted that my mom doesn't listen.
Like I'm tagging her.
She's like, oh, I still have that magazine in the attic.
That's why you like green eyes?
I can't get it to open though.
Yeah, that's why it's sticky.
My wife has brown eyes, so now I love brown eyes.
Only have eyes for brown eyes.
But I remember Kathy's brown eyes. What was the point of that?
You're gonna get in trouble.
My wife will not listen to anything I do. She's embarrassed by the fact that I do stand-up comedy. She's embarrassed by me speaking publicly. She's embarrassed by my real estate videos. She thinks that I'm a fucking idiot 90% of the time, but she loves me. She just loves the version of me that she sees. She refuses to. I don't think she's listened to any of my podcasts. I don't think she's listened. She doesn't watch my videos. She does not follow my comedy account.
Damn.
Yeah.
The disrespect.
She does not follow.
No, she doesn't.
But we're not keeping score or anything.
You want to shout out your podcast?
I got a LaChance Encounters. The La is in parentheses, which I thought was a clever, fun concept, but that is very hard to promote.
Yep.
But into the camera, La, with parentheses, LaChance Encounters. We're about, I think I only have like 6 episodes up. There's an on the same if you search it. Oh, and I just started. Keith was one of your recent guests, Keith Freeman. We just started, but I didn't even. I forgot I scheduled it to post. Keith and I are doing. What did we fucking say we're calling it? Sick of Talk. It's gonna be like a theme or a concept or fucking a version of. It's going on the LaChance Encounters Spotify channel or fucking all streaming channel,
like a side episode.
Yeah, like you know how fucking Rogan does like the Fight Companion, like shit. So it's like that's kind of my thought for it. It shows up as a different logo on the podcast. Friday I scheduled it and I completely forgot. I had a super busy day Friday. I shot a short film with a friend of mine till like 3 a.m. And just completely forgot, never promoted the thing. Saturday I woke up, I'm like, I released a podcast yesterday. I told nobody about it. So tomorrow I'm gonna do a big push on that. But me and Keith started doing it. It's called Sick of Talk. It's super short episodes. We're picking one song every week and just talking about, what it means to us. Like
a hardcore song or like
so far all we've done is hard. We recorded 4 episodes. They're all hardcore songs, but I'm not afraid to go into like fucking if we want to talk Sabbath or fucking Billy Joel. Like I don't care. But right now we're doing hardcore. That's what we both, know the best, and then it's fun. Like, we did, Dump Truck was one of the ones we did, not the wrong side, Dump Truck. But we did one. And it's like cool because it's like, okay, we played shows with those guys. We know those guys. Like, it's fun to tell little stories. We did a Sick of All one, like Yellow Stitches played. I'll tell a little story. We'll just have a podcast overlap here. But like Yellow Stitches played with Sick of All in Quincy, and Sick of All we're loading our equipment in. Sick of All is already there. Like, oh, leave all that stuff, just use ours. And that was like so cool. That like a legend fucking band. I mean, they've done arenas, these fucking 100,000 person festivals. I mean, that's a huge fucking band to say just use our gear. And fucking Pete fucking stood on stage and helped us adjust our levels when we started. Like, it's just so cool. But it's just memories. Like, we want to talk about memories of like, playing with those bands, seeing those bands, being at the shows, and just kind of reminisce about a song and what it meant to us. The first one we did was Minor Threat. I wanted to start with one and that one's out now. Whenever you release this, it's out because I posted it last week and forgot.
We'll give it a share.
But basically, we picked Minor Threat first, or I think it was my thought was to like not have one that we had any personal connection to. Just to talk about just the music. And it was a song, it's Minor Threat by Minor Threat, which is to me one of the most all encompassing of what hardcore really is, like what punk is like, stay like, don't, try not to forget, we never will, we're just a minor threat. It's like, try not to forget like your youth, I think is part of what, like as a 41-year-old, that's what hardcore is to me now. It's like, don't fucking forget how you felt when you were 15. Don't forget what those years meant to you. Don't forget why that was important to you. Like, and so many other lines in that song. Go to college, be a fucking man. I never went to college. Like, fuck off. I do fine. All these things that like just going against society in a way that's still positive. Yeah. I think that is kind of the essence of hardcore. So that was like the first one. Way. But yeah, so LaChance Encounters, we've got that sub podcast under there called Sick of Talk. There's also some old episodes of one I did called Faces of Manchester, which was a spinoff of a YouTube series I did called Faces of Manchester, where I was like just talking to like local business owners and local interesting people. I did one with Johnny Limit, talked about Arrest Records and the I don't remember what else he was doing at the time. Went back to talk about his coffee shop, Johnny Lattes probably, which was awesome. I hope he opens a coffee shop again because it was a great coffee shop. It was just in a weird location. Could have worked. Plus, he was still working full time at opening Dunkin' Donuts, so he's doing his coffee shop at night. It's like, if you did some mornings, coffee might do better. Yeah. But live and learn. I mean, he's a phenomenal business owner now with Stanley's Barbershop in the north end of Manchester. Only place you should be getting your hair cut in Manchester.
Shout out.
So yeah, LaChance Encounters. So those episodes are up there too on the LaChance Encounters because I just recycled the same thing and rebranded it. So there's a pro wrestler on there who does his whole thing. He's like a local guy, Nick Rage, but he does the whole thing in his character, and like I just play like the straight guy, like a '90s Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
He's like threatening me. He's playing the heel character and like threatening me and shit. It's really fun. That's like the favorite podcast until today. This is my favorite podcast. Huh? Pro wrestle?
Yeah. Did you ever do
no.
Were you interested in that or doing?
No, but I have had people recently after I've done like MMA fighter. I ran a marathon. I've swam in swim races. I've toured in a punk rock band. I do stand up comedy. I do a podcast. I've done a YouTube show. Like I'm just a chronic fucking project. Yeah. Like find the next challenge. And I do it like once. I'm like the worst. I've said it before. I'm the worst version of Joe Rogan. It's like stand up comedy podcast. But I've done like 20 open mics. I've done like 10 podcast episodes. I only made it to a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. So worst version of Joe Rogan.
Pick it back up.
But yeah, a bunch of people have said to me, like, when are you going to pro wrestle? I'm like, I don't know. I don't think I want to do anything where I get hurt anymore. I'll never fucking spar stand up anymore. Like,
Oh, come
fuck,
on,
I hate getting punched.
Yeah, but you know, if you hit the gym fucking every day in whatever capacity, your
My
body would
f-
start
my
to heal and feel better, and you'd be able to do
My
more shit.
face is going to, my brain's going to enjoy rattling more.
Move your fucking head.
I don't. See, my skill in fighting early on, and not anymore, like fucking one punch, it's over for me now. But my skill as a youth in fighting was that I could just take a punch. I could not.
Face block.
I
Yeah.
could not. I was a face block, big
Yeah.
time face block.
You're gonna headbutt the fist and assert dominance.
So there was after I fought, I ended up taking like a couple college classes, and I stopped training for a little bit, and then I came back after I did one semester and then never went back to college. I just said I never went to college. 2 classes, then I dropped out. But I went back to the gym, and there was this dude, Paul Berry, training for a fight he had coming up, and I didn't know him. I think he had moved to New Hampshire from somewhere else, and he had already been training, and think he relocated for a wife's job or something like that. But anyway, he was already like fucking good. And he came from, like, back in those days, like, a lot of schools now everyone's in MMA school. If you're going to fight MMA, you're doing everything. But, like, everyone was specialized. And he came from a more Muay Thai-centric school. And he was a true fucking 245er, like, not a fucking fat guy. Like, he was a solid 245. And they're like, hey, Paul's getting ready for a fight. We don't have a lot of heavyweights. Can you go with him? I was, like, probably 220 at the time. And I was like, no, the guy's like, I just want to get a workout in. I'm not trying to fucking spar. Like, I just want to get back in shape. They're like, no, you'll be fine. It's only been a few months. I'm like, I'm not going to be fine. They talked me into it. And he told them that he's never hit anybody as hard and had them keep coming at him. So he just kept going harder and harder until he fucking knocked me out. It was one of these, like, knockout, and then I was out for a good 10 seconds. And I stood up and
that's a good one.
And I stood up and tried to start fighting again.
Yeah.
Boxing style.
And they're like, sit down.
We just saw one of these in the past UFC card we were just talking about.
So it was like, what was the one recently where the guy went after the ref? Where
that happens a lot.
He got KO'd. He's like fucking trying to single leg the ref.
Oh yeah.
I know he got him. I think he got the ref in a knee bar or something, or an arm bar.
Then another ref had to come in.
Yeah.
He was like, hey,
Stop.
But so that dude fucking knocked right. Paul Berry, his last fight was against Stipe Miocic. And he lost.
Was that at the Palladium?
He lost to Steve. I don't know.
Because I know Stipe fought there once.
I don't. It was.
Yeah, it's on the wall at the gym, right?
It was Massachusetts somewhere. I want to say it was a combat zone fight. Mm-hmm. I think it was. This was a lot of what we fought was combat zone, because that guy Roger that kind of started the MMA program there. He was. If you look up Paul Berry on any of those sites.
So I'm going straight to Stipe's then.
I was gonna say it'd be probably easier to find Paul, and you'll see, because he's on there. If you go to Sherdog or anything
Paul
like
Berry,
that.
Yep, got him.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you know what Sherdog is. You know what's up.
Yeah. I think that was the only thing when I was fighting with Sherdog. You look me up on Sherdog. It's real. Yeah, but Paul was a fucking banger, but Stipe's on another fucking level.
Oh, it's DCU Center.
It was okay, so it was
But
Worcester.
yeah, this
This was the
the
one
card
you
I
were
was
thinking of,
talking about.
probably. Yeah.
Eves Edwards fought Tim
Oh, really?
Sylvia. Travis Luter was
That's
on
fucking a wild
Luter,
card.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
At
Matt
that fucking DCU center.
Matt Lee
DCU.
fought there on that card.
Yeeves got the worst fucking cut ever, man. When in like fucking kind of the early days, that I always remember this one. It haunts me. So much fucking blood. It's fucking like a big vagina open on its fucking bald head, man. It's fucking gross.
Stipe opened that fight against Paul.
Yeah,
Opened that
that's
card.
nuts. But the legend I heard, it was like Paul and Stipe were both kind of on the radar of UFC at that time. And is Stipe's like next fight UFC, or does he have a couple more before?
Let me double check. That was his second fight. Jesus Christ.
That was only his second fight. Okay, so maybe he had some more, but it was kind of like he was already being looked at. Well, also were amateur fights a thing at that point?
4 more, and
Okay,
they were, yeah, but
because when I fought, there was no. So my record's pro. I had no other fights. There was no amateur ranking at all. You could only go pro. It wasn't even unified rules.
what state did you fight in?
Massachusetts.
Okay,
Yeah, fight
1-0, baby.
1-0. I tell people all the time, and
Undefeated.
I'm an undefeated pro fighter.
Oh, but his name was Steve. That's fucked up.
Why?
Because that's my name.
I didn't fight you. There's a lot of Steves.
I'm kidding.
I didn't fight you.
Steve. So Steve was a fucking like big fucking. We were only 5 pounds off. Well, I wish I still had that copy of that flyer. They had like laminated or not laminated, like glossy fucking little leaflets of that flyer. I wish I had it.
They have it listed as a verbal submission.
I mean, he kind of like waved his hand. So like, I was pissed from winning. Like, I've never been more mad about winning something in my life, but like, it just seemed like bullshit. And I was not happy with my performance the whole time anyway. Like, I don't know.
Hey, a win's a win.
But you build up in your head. One of those guys right in the middle of the flyer was like the first guy I sparred with, Woody Weatherby.
Ryan, it's not going to the Google screen either, just so you know.
Okay.
But yeah. So the dude Steve I fought, like we looked the same, or we weighed the same basically because you have to weigh in. We were 5 pounds or 4 pounds off. 5 pounds off.
At?
I weighed in at 201 that day, so it was under U.S. kickboxing rules. Yeah, I'm 100 pounds heavier now.
Svelte, dude.
But it was U.S. kickboxing MMA rules, which I don't even think is a thing anymore. But they hadn't. That was what the athletic commission in Massachusetts was working under.
They didn't unify the rules until like 2015, I think.
Really? Okay. Yeah. So, this was 06, right? 06?
Yeah, October 14th at Club Lido.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah. It was like years before hardcore shows were there, I think. I don't think there was anything going on there.
This promotion, the owner now is Calvin Cater.
Right. And they do it at the arena in Manchester. They do a great. I went to one a few months. I sponsored a fighter, Nick Alley. Nick Alley
really?
actually, yeah.
Nick JC Alley?
Yeah. Nick.
Shout out Nick.
But he didn't end up fighting. Because something happened. It was something he was cutting weight and something happened with his kidneys and
I've trained with that dude a few times.
so
I
yeah.
think he fought
Nick's
on the same card as him.
super nice guy. Awesome fighter. Like he fought John Gotti Jr. and beat him. And then I believe John's next fight was Floyd Mayweather.
Jesus.
I was like, you beat this motherfucker. You beat this motherfucker. And he goes and fights Floyd. You gonna come back to New Hampshire? What the fuck? That was during COVID too. They were saying that
He should have been online talking hella shit.
Yeah.
well, they were saying that fucking
Well, that record looks a little rough.
they didn't let they only let like 2 people in per fighter or whatever. And John Gotti had like 30 people with him. So they're like,
No,
not
after
gonna tell
he
him
beat
no.
John Gotti, he got some really good opportunities. Like he fought Solomon Renfro in CFFC, who ended up going to the Contender Series.
Yeah, that fight against Gotti was fucking awesome. I watched it. He fucking killed it. And then I think I watched that next one too. But yeah, he was supposed to fight at one of the combat zones. I sponsored him. He had like some health issues, had to drop out. But I went anyway, and that fucking that's like I fought combat zone at Club Lido. I mean, it was a whole. Like it's night and day. I mean, naturally it should be. It's almost 20 years later, but they do a very good job. Kelvin's done a good job with that. There's another like local guy that works with them.
My coach trains him.
Calvin.
Yeah, Jake Manini.
But it's they did. I mean, so they shut off because I was like, it's really big enough for the arena, but they shut off like half of the arena and like they kind of like draped like black cloth, like,
kind of like what the WWE or AEW does when they're in like an oversized arena.
Yeah, and it felt like the right size, and it was full, and it like TV screens, the sound, like everything was just so well done that compared to what I experienced, I remember they just fucking one of the guys that trained with us, they're like, "Hey, you want to be the ring announcer tonight?" like type of shit, like. But anyways, I was gonna talk about the guy. So we were like 5 pounds off, but he looked fucking jacked. The fight's on YouTube. But the dude looked fucking jacked, and I remember Josh Hines told me, he's like, I saw that guy come out and I thought he was gonna fucking destroy you. I was so scared for you. But he was an older guy. He was like in his 40s. I was in my 20s, and it was his first fight too. And in the second round, so I had actually met him before. We had gone to his gym as a gym and trained with them with like a cross training thing, and I had rolled with him, and he caught me in an ankle lock. And I had to tap, and so it was funny. We put me through fucking ankle lock escape drill or avoidance for fucking 2 straight months, knowing that we were going there because they're like, that's the only thing he had on you. Like he just got an ankle lock and you weren't good at defending it, so let's go. And like he was like known to be an old school brawler, so they wanted me to like take him down. I sucked at wrestling. We had no wrestling in our school. Yeah. I was later on, this kid Dan, what's Dan's name? Dan ruled. He was an All-American high school wrestler, and he that dude fucking was so good. Once he figured out not to give up his neck, not to give up his back, and fucking Dan was a killer because of the wrestling background. But he showed up after. I had no idea how to I was just leading in with my head and fucking trying to get a takedown. I couldn't fucking take the guy down. I kept wearing myself out. It's fucking looking back on the fight, I actually was better. I got the better of him in the stand-up, so I should have just stayed up and banged. But everybody was concerned with him, just getting a lucky punch on me. And they're like, "You're better than him at jiu-jitsu, so get him to the ground." But I couldn't get him to the ground. And when he did end up on the ground, he was very good at keeping me from getting close to him. He was good at maintaining the space and getting me away from him, to the point where there was a lot of situations where he's on his back and I'm standing up trying to get somewhere, and I can't get past his guard at all. And I just got frustrated and just lunged over with a punch and hit him in the ribs, and he just starts waving it off.
Ooh,
and I was like,
hit him in the button.
I was like, what the fuck was that? And I was pissed because I was like, that sucks. That's a shitty way to win. I know it's over. As soon as you tap, it's over. It doesn't matter why.
I mean, it's a kind of a cool way to go out. You just lunge punched his rib, and he was like, nope.
That's why kicks to the face on the ground should be allowed for positions like that.
Yeah. Well, I went. There was another fucking shitty thing because of that same type of position, and I couldn't get through, where he was front kicking my knees, and the ref,
huge fan.
Well,
huge fan.
the ref leaned in to stop, but he didn't wave me off.
Yeah.
So I'm still going, and the ref basically helped me pass his guard, and I got a mount on him there in the first round. But the round was almost over. They were 4-minute rounds. I would have won the first round if they were 5-minute rounds, but the USKBA rules were 4-minute. The funny thing about that fight was that dude was an HA friend, and the whole room was bike guys in colors. And they're screaming the whole fucking time, break his fucking neck. They're right up in the cage, yelling and screaming. The ref leans over to me after I won, and he's like, hey, don't celebrate too much. Once you get out here alive, I'm like, they're not.
Fuck
it's
that.
a fucking. I was like, it's a sport, dude. They don't care. They were all fucking. But anyway, the reason I brought that up is because I didn't know why he tapped. I had no idea. Yeah. We went our separate ways. At Lido, the dressing rooms, the fucking warm up rooms, whatever, were the stage with a curtain between. And he's back there, and they had all the bike dudes had fucking kicked everybody out, just gave him the room by himself. I went to go fucking see him, and two guys are standing there, shoved me away. I was like, hey, I just fought him. You know who I am? And they're like, oh, okay, cool. Go ahead. So it's I knew that was going to be the reaction. That fucking ref, I'm like, really? They're not, it's a sport. They don't care. Yeah. But so I went back, and what he told me was that he had broken his ribs the year before, or somewhat recently, and he thought I hit him in the same spot. He just got freaked out. I mean, he was gassed too. Yeah. So I think that was a contributing factor. He kind of knew he didn't have anything left, but I don't know. I wanted to fucking get the knockout or a real submission.
Something cool.
You know? I have it's the weakest thing. It just kind of grazes his shoulder. But I have a still frame of my high kick.
The quick screenshot.
It looks, I'm like, yeah, landed a head kick in a pro fight, but it's fucking, I know it was a grazing shot. But yeah, I'm not really a fighter. Never was.
You did it.
I've heard otherwise.
You did it.
You know what's...
Broken bottles,
I mean, not one of the Yellow Switches songs I think has anything to do with anything that I actually did. Trying to think. Oh, one of the new that's not out yet, but there is new Yellow Switches coming very soon. There is a song about that has the Lazy Dog Brawl in it.
Okay. Yep.
I think that'll be the first time
Shout out
that there's actually. No. Lazy Dog was Marlboro.
Oh.
Yeah, it was the other kind of show-ending brawl. We got 3 songs in, 2.5. There was a fucking... It was so... I remember when we got there, and Fat Man's like, we're fucking playing what did he say, 99 at Applebee's. We're playing a fucking Applebee's. This is not going to go well. I'm like, it'll be fine. Barn Grove. Fucking Josh Rudd show. You guys know Josh Rudd?
I don't.
He was in the band Pitfall.
I do know Josh Rudd. Yeah.
Yeah, he booked a lot of fucking Central Mass shows, but they're always shit shows.
Central Mass.
Yeah. But it was just always it was always fucking hey, you guys headline, but I booked 6 bands and they're all gonna take way too long. And then hey, you only have 20 minutes left to play. I love Josh, but yeah, he knows that I busted his balls a million times about this. But yeah, so somebody was like moshing, and there was like just regular people like sitting at the bar. I mean, while the first bands were playing, there were still literally families inside eating dinner. But like there was like regular non-punk people at the bar, and like somebody got moshed into, and there was like this little scuffle, and like the owner was like trying to throw one of our friends out, and I was like,
That always goes well.
well, I was like, look, man, like this is how our shows go, but let me get back up on the stage. I'll calm everybody down. I'll kind of explain to behave just a little bit different so we don't bother your regular patrons. So keep everything over here. It'll be fine. Nope, this guy has to go. I was like, look, it's not going to go well. He's like, are you threatening me? I'm not threatening you at all. I am telling you what's going to happen.
The consequences of your decisions.
I was like, listen, yeah, own it, man. Extreme ownership. Read the book by Jocko Willink. But I was like, no, I just know what's going to happen. I said, I don't want it to happen.
I love that part of the night. I love this part.
I was like, I spent 6 hours here not enjoying myself so that I could play my dumb songs for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't want it to end this way. But if you throw him out, it's going to be a mess.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now.
Are you threatening me? Yes.
I wasn't. Telling him the truth. My wife tells it the story from her perspective, and like all the ladies were like standing in like one corner off to the side of the stage, and she tells me, she's like, I was telling them, don't worry, guys. Alex is really good at talking people. This will be fine. And she said as soon as she spent that sentence, the first punch was thrown. And fucking tables fucking going everywhere. Fucking drinks going everywhere.
The bad boys avoid.
Fucking, yeah. But I remember finding Nate. I go, after it all ended, like, I went to pay my tab.
No.
Like, and the fucking, like, I don't know. I had like I think my wife bought my wife a beer or something. Like, whatever. I didn't drink at that time, so I don't know what I was paying a tab for. But the lady at the bar is like, I'm like, can I pay my tab? Like, very calmly. She's like, what the fuck? Like, you want me to chew and screw you? Like, fucking let me pay my tab. I gotta get out of here. Yeah. But I remember the fucking kitchen staff came out. The fucking, in their chef coats. It was, I remember.
Chef coats at Applebee's.
It was not an actual Applebee's.
Right.
But they fucking came out in their fucking chef coats fighting. It was a wild one. But those dudes, like, I mean, I don't know why, but kitchen staff kind of has a reputation for not being exactly the most upstanding members of society.
Look out for the dishwashers.
So as soon as the fucking cops showed up, one of them went sprinting out the door, and like the cops grabbed him and arrested him. And we just all walked out. Or I don't know if he arrested him, but the cop grabbed him, and like we just all walked out.
Time to go.
I remember finding Fat Nate up on the stage. He looked like he was crying blood. He had somebody had fucking, I don't know. I think a bottle hit him or something. I think somebody was just throwing fucking bottles around, just fucking causing chaos at that point. But I was like, okay, you need to go because you're going to be the first one questioned.
Bloody guy's got to go first.
Yeah. yeah. Like the fun part about me is anytime any of that goes, I have looked way before I was dad. I have always just looked like a dad. Like nobody ever thinks that I'm involved in it. Brian Harris fucking called me out on this one time. I can't remember where the show was, but I was just standing in the back of the room. I just showed up. He comes up and elbows me. He's like, "Here to pick up your kid." And I was like, fuck, I was like in khakis and a fucking fleece vest. Like,
basically what you showed up in today.
New Balance shoes. Like that's my jam.
The arch support, you don't get it.
Yeah. Okay, well, since you said we were going to kill this, we have talked for another 45 minutes.
I was about to try.
I don't want to make it seem like you're not welcome.
No, it's fine. We can do it again sometime. Yeah. I should get home.
Yeah, for sure. Anything else you want to plug before we?
Oh yeah, that's what we were doing the plugs and then the plug.
Nice quick plug, 45 minutes.
So I plug the podcast. My main business is real estate. I do mortgages and real estate. I'm licensed for real estate in New Hampshire, mortgages in New Hampshire and Maine. Call me for anything though. I'll help you get set up anywhere you are. I don't care. I give people advice all the time. Friends call me from all over the country saying, hey, what should I do? And I'm fine with that. I can't legally give you advice, but I can get you in the right direction of where you're supposed to go. And then, so 603_real_estate. I have the worst names for everything is my Instagram handle, for real estate. Comedy Clunk on Instagram is a private. I will probably only accept you if I know you. because I'm still kind of secretive with my comedy, but I want to share some of it. It's just kind of fun.
And that's the account your wife doesn't follow?
That's the account she won't follow,
okay.
will never follow, not interested, wishes I would stop.
She's not even in purgatory. She didn't
when-
even try to follow.
No,
Yeah,
no.
She
I
blocked
let her.
you.
No, when
She blocked your
when I
account.
first started doing the open mic, one of the people that works at her business that she owns was the bartender also at the open mic, and I was like, fucking, I can't say the shit that I want to say in front of a person who depends on my wife for income. Like, I'm such a fucking idiot on stage. She cannot have this opinion of me. I quickly realized that she was very cool. She does the comedy open mic. She's used to morons, so she wasn't bothered by it. And then, yeah, since I don't actually have a comedy career, I will say follow the fucking Laugh Attic in Manchester, New Hampshire. Danny P's the host. Old school hardcore kid from, well, old school as I am. At this point, I guess we can be all
Mid-50s?
The stuff, fuck you. The old school, what we called old school when I started was only like 15 years old. And I've been doing this shit for fucking 25 now. So, but yeah, so Danny P, fucking shout out. Follow the Laugh Attic. That's what I'm going to shout out for comedy. They're doing, it's an open mic every week, the most welcome environment. If you ever want to try comedy, go do that. And fucking, they're doing book shows now in Manchester, bring great comics to Manchester. So check it out. It's awesome. Yeah,
Cool.
That's it.
Cool.
And yeah, the new Yellow Stitches is coming soon. I'm not in the band, but there's still a bank account
always
tied
in
to
the
my
band.
name. So yeah, that's what happens.
Cool.
Oh,
for
thanks
coming
guys.
here.
It was awesome.
Awesome.
See ya.
Absolutely. Thank you.